Cheney's Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to DBL.
Hey,
Looking
what's going on?
lovely.
Happy
and
Friday.
Happy Friday. What's with the beautiful pin?
Oh, that's
Just stylish.
Oh, I love
you don't
it.
know Al? Meet Al.
It's me, Fashion Jackson, looking
Flower
good.
kicking off on Friday.
Everybody looks
Every day
fabulous.
Colin tells me about Al's outfit. I love this with this. I love this match with this.
Accoutrement,
Tell him
if
to
you
text
will.
me. I got a pocket watch on. We need to discuss.
Okay.
I love it. All right, well, let's talk about what everyone's talking about. Former VP Dick Cheney is out with a new ad. It's big to help his daughter Liz Cheney's campaign. And let me tell you, he's not holding back going after one Donald Trump. Take a look.
In our nation's 246-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him. He is a coward. A real man wouldn't lie to his supporters. He lost his election, and he lost big.
And he says the Republicans know it. So what do you guys think of what Dick has to say? Does anyone here find this somewhat ironic?
We got to talk to the journalists over here. What did you?
I'm honest with
Honestly,
what they would say.
you're a
Well, I
journalist,
think
and like, what did you think when you saw this?
I think the overarching theme that Liz Cheney is suffering because she did the morally correct thing is ridiculous. I think that you have to be nimble in your politics. You're not supposed to be just like, okay, I'm blindly subscribing to Democrats or I'm blindly subscribing to Republicans. And so what she did is put her country over her party. And the fact that we're having this conversation that she has been basically is about to get defeated because of that is kind of ridiculous to me. And so even whether it's Dick Cheney or whomever speaking on her behalf, just to see those numbers is disheartening because I think forget about what differences we have because our political views, the basis is supposed to be the values
of America,
that we have of America, loving our country. So that is the thing that's really disturbing me, especially when the opposing candidate is saying that the election results are still not real. And that's still like an actual conversation in our country.
That they're still having. Let me tell you, Al, she is 22 points behind Heather Hageman.
Is that good?
That is very bad.
Okay, I didn't
But
know.
she's raised more than $1 million over her opponent. This is sort of a Hail Mary to get her dad involved. This is what some people are saying about how ironic this is, though. Dick Cheney.
And really quickly, is it ever good to get your dad involved?
I'm calling
You know
my
what I'm
dad.
saying? Like if you like after high school, like you have beef with a girl, and you're like, I'm gonna go get my dad. Everybody be like, oh, Lindsay's so cool, she got her dad. That's a wrap when you get your dad.
Well, is it actually going to backfire? This is what people are saying. Dick Cheney's a war criminal who should spend the rest of his life in a military prison. Darth Vader comes out from under a rock and weighs in on Trump. So there's this one says, I have been critical of the Cheneys in the past, particularly the vice president, but I stand unequivocally with them on this issue. How do you feel? Does it feel ironic to you?
I don't know if it feels ironic. I don't know if that's the word. I think the word is, this is a clear marker that this is no longer your granddaddy's or daddy's Republican Party. Dick Cheney held sway. That last name used to mean something. And it's almost like watching Michael Jordan's son sit on the bench now because that name carries nothing in us beyond red state of Wyoming. Liz Cheney has been getting embarrassed in that state for quite a while. And I think, to your point, Lindsay, when she did decide to go and almost be the face of the January 6th committee, she had to know.
But another point to note is that Democratic groups have been funneling millions of dollars into the campaign or into like promoting and advertising the people who denied the election, so the opposing Republican candidate, which a lot of people think is going to backfire because they think that they have a better chance of winning against somebody who's quote unquote crazy versus their Democratic candidate. And so if you're putting millions of dollars towards them and they actually win, that tactic can be a losing tactic, and we'll just see. So some of these campaigns that we're actually seeing people gain traction is because of Democratic groups funding them also.
That is a strategy.
That is a strategy.
I don't know about that, but just
I'm
for
not saying
context,
it's a
that's
good
also
strategy.
what's happening.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Think about it. You play the long game. She's absolutely right. So let me ask you this. What kind of hold does former President Trump have over the Republican Party, as you just said? Well, if Tuesday's primaries are any indication, he is still the kingmaker. All 8 of the candidates he endorsed won, all 8 of them, including, and I believe Lindsay knows of this person, Carrie Lake.
Well, I don't know her personally.
No, of her,
we
right?
both were journalists in Arizona at the same time, so it was like
right.
a peer.
So yeah, she did.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised to see her go this
So
route.
walk us through like this person.
No, let me tell you,
sorry.
she won.
I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah, she won the Republican primary for Arizona governor. Her name's Carrie Lake. She is an election denier. She has said she would not have certified Joe Biden's 2020 victory. So 8-0. Not talking about Tuesday's primary. What do you think
Well,
that
just
says?
specifically about Carrie Lake as a candidate, she's somebody who's been in Arizona and Phoenix specifically for decades and years as a journalist, somebody who the people trust because they're like, oh, you know what we need. You know what our state needs. You know what our city needs. You've seen the reporting on how much crime there is, what we can do about it. So I just feel like it's a tactic for her to think, because she thinks that Trump is really celebrated in Arizona. So she feels like she's just aligning with him. But I can't truly feel like she believes the election was still stolen as a journalist. Like, I'm disheartened that this is her stance that she's taking as somebody who's well respected as a journalist in one of the biggest markets in the country.
It feels like
number
a play.
12.
I wanted to ask you this,
200
Lindsay, because you're uniquely seated to answer this, spending so much time as you did in Arizona. Do you think that you could win in Arizona without being an election denier?
Well, you saw what happened in the last election. You know, Arizona wasn't such a clear winner. It wasn't just specifically as red as it used to be. The same thing with Georgia. It wasn't just as red as it used to be. We're starting to see people lean into the purple area, whether you lean left or lean right. But people are I think, moderate thinkers. Most Americans are not on the fringe ends of either party.
Right.
And so to me, it's just frustrating that a lot of the people aren't listening to the full picture, and they're just listening to, maybe they like something about Carrie Lake, that she was a journalist for 10 years, so they trust her, but they're not listening to what her policies are going to be if she's indeed just basically disintegrating what our country is made of, our Constitution, our election laws. So you have to realize, like, what's more important to you? Somebody that you've seen a lot and you trust, but trust for the reasons, because they're not going to go into the office and do what they're supposed to do. They're going to lie to you and tell
they're
you.
not even lying about that now. They're like, no, I don't believe in elections.
Just,
They're like,
so it's
say
kind of
that
just
to
a
the
weird.
end.
I gotta ask you, and I really feel this way. I feel like Arizona is quickly becoming the new Texas. Deeply red. The McCain family was shut out, completely shut out. The Secretary of State that was just picked was at the Capitol rioting in a black, scary fedora. So what
Aren't all fedoras
Well,
scary?
They are.
Okay, we also have Rusty Bowers, who's from Arizona as well. You know, he's the example of somebody who is just like, hey, I've always voted for conservative policies, but this is where the line was crossed. How is anything that President Trump's doing conservative? How does that represent our values of putting the Constitution first and law and order when you had psychos running through
But is he the exception to the rule now in Arizona? The Joe Arpaio's, the police force having some real issues there. I strongly feel like Arizona might be the litmus test to start looking for where the real deep red is coming from. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm seeing a trend that they don't want that moderate Republican McCain family at all.
That's why I was asking Lindsay. I was like, I don't know if you can run without saying this election was stolen. I think that's
well, it's
part of the
interesting
new
because
base.
even the other candidates who are not backed by Trump in Arizona, when they ask them directly, like journalists, about if the election was stolen, they're like, "You're worried about 2020.
Yeah.
I'm worried about 2022."
They dodge.
They don't even
and it's like, don't dodge, just say no. But,
What is this?
I don't know. You might have some truth to what you're saying.
Yeah, what is this? Bob and Weave.
We don't know what that is.
It's Bob and Weave.
Okay.
You know. Coming up on DBL, our interview with the queen of YouTube, I don't know, Glozell Green, how doing a YouTube challenge changed her life forever. But first, this has got to make you smile. A weatherman gets a major surprise on air and some hilarious celebrity lookalikes. If you need a laugh today, y'all stick around.
Closed captioning provided by
America.
I think it is one of those stories we're all going to be like, what? So raised you.
Why am I right all the time?
Welcome to another week of Jeff Smuts.
Am I going crazy?
I tried to defend Arizona as well as Texas because my partner's from Texas. I lived in Arizona for several years. I feel like we get a bad rap, or people from there get a bad rap. I met plenty of moderate, positive thinking people that wanted the best for the country. So sometimes when I hear that people are like penalizing, let's say, Rusty Bowers for speaking up against what President Trump did in the election, then I find that disheartening, because I think that the common denominator should be that we all want some order in this country, for the Constitution to uphold itself, for us to all, have equality and equal fair election results. So I don't know. It's kind of like a little bit crazy that this is happening.
It's crazy, but I mean, Arizona has always marched the beat of its own drum. You know, did they were the ones that they didn't do daylight savings.
Oh yeah.
Right? They were like no daylight savings. They were last to ratify King's birthday.
I know.
And it sounds like I'm hating. I enjoy Phoenix. I've had fun in Arizona, but that's what I was asking. It's such a unique place because it's almost ground zero for the border war. And I would always think that would be the number one, A or B in terms of candidates, like how they feel about the border. But it seems like it's over the election denial and Trump support. So,
well, I think when you break it up into two parties, you're asking people to completely change where they stand, let's say, on tax code and things like that, to go to another party for morals, which is the right thing to do, but then to disregard every other issue like inflation or anything else that you're voting on, that you might be voting for conservatives. So I think there's actually conversations about a third party of people who are just moderately in the middle, like what is happening? Like if the Republican Party is getting taken over by people who only blindly support Donald Trump, maybe let's move on and make a third one. And so there's actually like a whole New York Times article, like I get the name of the party, but of a third party that moderate people on both sides want to create. So.
These are my favorites. They really are. They're so dumb. Welcome back. We've got some fun viral moments to share with you. Up first, this is so lovely. A weatherman in Chicago lost it on air after he discovered the screen behind him was a touch screen. Take a look.
Right now kind of hung up just a little bit. Oh, I moved the map. I didn't know I could do that. No way.
Remember that?
I gotta try it. Hold on.
Can you believe that? Just touch it. You can go anywhere you want.
That's so cool.
Can I zoom? Oh man, it's a great day.
It's a great day.
I was kind of here for that.
Me
like
too.
That's like when a 1-year-old touches this screen for the first time, but I wouldn't have known that.
But you know when you're a meteorologist, like you really go to school and you learn how to like tell the opposite direction behind you and like behind me. And so the fact that you can just actually touch the right area where the state is or where the city is beautiful.
It's
I think
so
that I never went to meteorology school or studied that, but I know meteorologists that have a very special skill of being
because it's backwards
coordinated,
and upside
unlike
down.
me.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and then he goes, "It tilts." You should watch the whole video. All right, a suspect in Georgia is going viral. Police are on the hunt for this man. He looks a lot like someone, Bradley Cooper. He's accused of stealing a rotary laser from a Home Depot.
What is that? Are there any handymen in the house?
I think it's like a ucha.
No. One of those basement parts? I mean, is it? It might be. You know the glowing balls?
Oh, yeah, like it moves, rotating. I don't know. One person online commented, it's hard times when Bradley is having to steal.
Okay, question for you guys. Does it matter that he's going to be considered attractive?
You saw what happened to that other guy who married the Top Shop lady. I don't know.
Hot felon?
Yeah.
He's killing. He's a multi-millionaire now. I mean, we just did the female that was in jail. We were wondering if they should have TikTok or not. It does help to be an attractive felon.
Remember the David Schwimmer? Remember
do.
this one? I think we have it for you. We have another one right there. That's the David Schwimmer.
Wow. I mean, that is dead on.
Yeah, that is.
Can you imagine? I guess you read me my rights.
That's pretty good.
That's my Ross. Okay. We have another one for you. Check out this baby who went viral for looking a lot like Woody Harrelson.
Wow.
And get this, the actor, who I think sounds lovely, even wrote a poem and agreed. This is the poem for the baby. You ready? Ode to Cora, you're an adorable child, flattered to be compared. You have a wonderful smile. I just wish I had your hair.
I like that.
I do too.
The mom should print out the tweet and frame it for the baby's room. I would love that.
Yes, but the baby will have no frame of reference for Woody Harrelson when that baby's 18.
Come on, then she's gonna think it's vintage. Cool kids rediscover things that we already knew, and they're like, oh my God, vintage Kiss T-shirt.
I mean, it's cute. I think it would be more for us. I think my question with that whole thing was that a haiku?
It was, I think, attempt. But my question is it an insult to say your baby looks like Woody Harrelson?
That baby looked like Woody Harrelson.
We have conversations about babies. Like, babies just are like blah, mush for a while, and they're just going to look how they're going to look. Like, everybody needs to just understand your baby's going to be beautiful when they grow up. They're going to grow into a grown, beautiful person or handsome person. And just when they're little, they're a blah, and that's just that, okay? Accept the reality.
All right. We think it was more of an ode than a haiku to Cora, but we think she absolutely looks beautiful.
But not, what's a sonnet? I don't know.
A sonnet is like, how on Summer's Day, what is that?
Midnight Summers.
No, I know it's Shakespeare, but it's sonnet. How can I compare thee to a summer's day?
You guys lost me with this entire.
I don't know.
I don't know what you guys are talking
poem,
about.
if you will.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Coming up.
I'll do a little learning.
On DBL, we'll go into stanzas next. We come up with YouTube star Glozell Green. She told us the viral challenge she never recovered from that you should not try at home.
Are you ready?
Yeah, guys, the average mortgage rate as of June 28th sat around 6.5%, while the highest savings account rate sat around 1.65%. So why are these two rates so different? Let's verify. Our sources are data from the Federal Reserve and Michael Obanoff with Wild Wealth Management. So far in 2022, the Fed has raised rates to try and curb inflation. As a result, we've seen interest rates double or even triple in some cases, while savings rates have remained stagnant or trickled upwards. But even though they're both called interest rates, they are calculated differently and represent different risks.
The mortgage rate, generally speaking, is tied to 10-year treasury, and the savings yields, banks can get away with just going off of what the Fed does once a month.
See, mortgage rates have mirrored the 10-year treasury bonds for decades. These rates are based off time and risk. They are basically projections on where the market may be more than a decade from now. And because of that uncertainty, the rates are higher. On the other hand, banks usually base savings interest rates off of the short-term Fed rate. It doesn't have that same long-term risk baked into the numbers, and importantly, banks don't have to raise savings rates just because of the Fed.
I know people want to make money in their savings account. It's no different than that bank that you're trying to get that yield from. They want to make money on your money as well.
Now the good news here is that Obanoff does project savings rates will start to go up in the coming months, but likely not as fast as mortgage rates. So we can verify that mortgage and interest rates are based off different things and are not directly connected. Have something you want us to verify? Call, email, or text us. I'm Michael Doudna.
Okay. I'm on my way to meet Peter at the park. Well, he don't know I'm gonna be there. He's always at the park. So I hope he like my new look. I'm gonna tell him I've been taking like yoga or Pilates.
Pilates. That YouTube video went viral in 2008, and now the OG YouTuber entertains her nearly, get this, 4.6 million subscribers with crazy challenges, song parodies, and her wacky takes. Earlier, we got to chat with the queen of YouTube, Glozell Green. Glozell Green! Welcome to DBL.
All right, let's jump right in.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I love the lipstick, by the way.
Thank you.
I was looking for a new shade myself. All right. Let's get into this. You have posted many challenges on your YouTube channel. Are there any that you regret? And a warning to our viewers, don't try these at home.
My voice has not been the same since the cinnamon challenge, so definitely don't do them.
Okay, here's is this the cinnamon one right here?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, man.
How long did it take you to recover from that?
I haven't recovered from it. I have not. It burned my esophagus.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yes, it burned my esophagus, and that is like damage that you can't undo.
Oh.
And I used to sing, so I can sing for a little bit, but for the most part, my voice is gone because of that challenge.
Wow.
So don't do that at home.
Yeah.
Not a warning. Don't do
Don't
it.
do that at home or at your house or at an office. Don't do it anywhere.
So you got to interview former President Barack Obama.
Who hasn't?
Right? That's awesome. What was that like? You also made him laugh. Tell us about it.
Oh my goodness. First of all, today is his birthday, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And I didn't mean to make him laugh. I was trying to give him some green lipstick, but I said for your, first wife, not the first lady. And he was like, Is there something that you know that I don't? You know? A part of me is still at the White House because I died. I died right there.
Part of you died.
You know, but I think that's why people love you, is because you are so authentically you in every situation, whether you were in your car and you've just done some Pilates, or you're in the White House, you're authentically you. So let's get to that. Glozell, we all go through highs and lows, and you went through a divorce, as did I. When did you realize it was time to end things?
So you single? Is that what you're saying?
Let me do some Pilates first.
She said, oh. I love it.
So, like, you know, when did you realize it was time to end things? Because this is probably going to happen to a lot of people, and, like, they follow you. So walk us through it.
Well, the person you marry is not the person you divorce. And I was just so fixated on having a child, and today is her birthday also.
Yeah.
So we went through the IVF.
My goodness, look at that child.
Today's her birthday. I planned it. Is President Obama's birthday. So, you can, when you do IVF, you can plan birthdays and gender. So I did. You know, you try to make things work because you took so long to have a kid, and then you're like, now I'm going to break up the family, so to speak. But you have to do what makes you happy. When my daughter's like, you're not happy and y'all not talking, I'm like, okay, but something needs to be done.
Yeah.
And it was hard because, you know, you want to keep face, and it's just so prestigious to be married, but, you know, it looks good on Facebook.
Barbara Spindler wrote in, her facial expressions are magic. I completely agree. You are helping Chef Bruno Serrato and his nonprofit, Katarina's Club. Tell me what made you want to get involved in this specific foundation.
First of all, I get fed. His food is amazing. Okay, he's helping the children and helping homeless people, and a lot of us are living from check to check. Okay, I was in the food line just last year, so I understand. I relate. When you go down, you come back up, and you have somebody that's willing to help you. So let's talk about Bruno. Yes, that's the one to talk about.
That's amazing.
I'm the only one who shouted that out because I got the joke.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, and I got the.
I got young kids. I got young kids.
I have kids. Yeah, when you have kids, you get those little references.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Chef Bruno, no. Glozell, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story to our viewers. Now, everyone, listen up. You can make a donation to Katarina's Club, like she was saying, by visiting their website, katarinasclub.org. Literally, $5 can feed a family of 4. Thank you for being authentic and relatable. We love you and your lipstick.
We gotta have you back.
That's true. We'll be right back. Thanks, Glozell.
Bye.
Bye, love.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Many people are looking for the best ways to stay cool without breaking the bank. Verify viewer Jennifer from Texas asked us to verify if one trick that's making the rounds online is true.
Hello, Verify. This is Jennifer from Texas. And what I'd like to know is if covering your air conditioner unit with an umbrella really does help save with power costs and really does make your air conditioner run more efficiently.
So Jennifer, let's verify. Our sources are Wes Davis, Technical Services Director for the Air Conditioning Contractors of America, Florida Solar Energy Center, and Energy Vanguard, a firm that focuses on training and consulting for building performance. Putting a shade over an outdoor AC unit like this one doesn't improve energy efficiency in any noticeable way, according to air conditioning expert Wes Davis.
It's not statistically impactful.
A 1996 study conducted by the Florida Solar Energy Center studied the impact of shading centralized AC units. According to the study, localized shading over a unit could, in theory, reduce electricity consumption, but the results weren't conclusive. In fact, it could make your AC unit perform worse. That's because the method of shading, like a tarp or an umbrella, could restrict airflow to the unit. Let me show you why that's an issue. The AC in a central air system works by first pulling the air from inside of your house and separating the heat from it. It then sends the heat out to the condenser, which is the box with a fan that sits outside of your house. The condenser's fan pulls the outside air into the unit, and then that air absorbs the heat before it's dumped back outside of the unit. In order to work properly, the outdoor portion of an AC unit requires air to flow over the coil and fan, according to Energy Vanguard. The company says objects placed directly overhead of the unit blocking the fan, like an umbrella or a tarp or even plant debris, could restrict the airflow and trap heat over the unit. If less air flows over the coil, less heat is removed, Energy Vanguard says. That means the whole cycle warms up a bit and your AC works harder to keep your home cool. So we can verify, no. Putting a shade over central AC's outside unit does not reliably reduce power cost or help it run more efficiently. And it could potentially make it run worse. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Why can it seem harder to get sleep in the summer? Let's connect the dots. During the hot summer months, more people tend to report they have trouble going to sleep. And according to the New York Times, there is some evidence that seasonal changes can impact your sleep patterns. Some of that can be blamed on daylight saving time. It's because we're exposed to extra sunlight later in the day after the clock change. More light in the evenings can suppress our body's production of melatonin, the hormone that tells us when to get some sleep. And the hotter weather doesn't help. Your body temperature should fall by a few degrees before bed to help you get deep sleep. But the hotter your home, the harder it is to get cool. The best way to get back on track is to set a sleep schedule and stick to it. And give your body time to unwind and get into a sleep mood. Lower the lights, relax, and turn off those devices at least an hour before bed. And that is connecting the dots.
Planning any trips this year? If you're flying, Verify can help you save. From getting the best deals to reimbursement for lost bags, we answer your questions. Check out our travel stories at verifythis.com.
Welcome back. Spending hours on your smartphone probably isn't good for your mental health if it's not watching DBL. But did you know it could also be harming you physically? So it's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. If you experience pain in your pinky, your finger, your thumb, your neck, or your elbow, it could be your smartphone's fault. Holding it for hours will stress out that hand and the joints and muscles. Fortunately, taking a break from your phone to straighten, stretch your arms will help alleviate the pain. But if you're already feeling that tingling or like a little numbness in any of those areas, it's really a good time to actually see a doctor. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 1-800-686-5325 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information. Now, shocker, I was wrong about something.
What's that?
The Bradley Cooper criminal that was stealing a rotating laser. I thought it was one of those uncha things you put in your bed. Like
Wait, is that the laser on the cart?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He's trying to steal that boldly?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not even covering.
Yeah, that's different.
Now, tell me what it is.
Oh, okay. It's actually for our wonderful cameraman, Ira, broke it down for us. It's not for the party, unfortunately, Lindsay.
Not a disco ball.
Right. It's for leveling things for contractors. So it's a laser that goes around the room to make sure windows and doors and everything's level. So yes, some lasers are boring.
Like that one. Good luck to Mr. Cooper. His doppelganger. We hope he survives whatever happens.
I wonder if Bradley Cooper's offended by this comparison.
I wonder too. Or Woody Harrelson.
Or anybody, right?
I agree.
I think the Woody Harrelson was close. The Bradley Cooper, that's not.
Is a stretch.
Usually when somebody says, "Oh my God, this person looks just like you," it's the worst diss of all time.
Really
Never a good thing.
I stopped doing that because no matter who you say, people are offended.
Oh yeah,
it's
never
very
good.
strange.
Someone said it looked like Splinter the rat from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wow.
DBL is
That's
new.
a bit much.
Every day I'm in therapy. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
Am I going crazy?
I just love your passion right now.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled up.
So
Who raised you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
DBL is all new every day.
what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Dick Cheney calls out Donald Trump in a new ad for his daughter Liz.
He's a coward.
Can the controversial former VP save his daughter's campaign? Doing a double take with this Bradley Cooper doppelganger who's wanted by police, and a baby who looks like Woody Harrelson? Inside Martha Stewart's glamorous 81st birthday dinner, plus the times when Martha was a straight savage while roasting other celebrities. Is she the queen of shade? And dating deal breakers. From being a bad tipper to staying friends with an ex, we're talking about all the red flags that make people run.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here, drum roll. Oh, Lord. We're starting off this Friday well. Welcome to DBL, everyone. I am Tori. I'm in for Sam today. We have a beautiful panel.
I know.
What were you going to say?
Sorry. Okay, we got Lindsay, Jeff, Al, and Tori, and I'll be made fun of all day. Aren't you excited?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, let's take a look at this. I'm sure you saw former VP Dick Cheney is out with a new ad to help his daughter Liz Cheney's campaign. And let me tell you what, he doesn't hold back. He's going after the one, Donald Trump. Take a look.
In our nation's 246-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him. He is a coward. A real man wouldn't lie to his supporters. He lost his election, and he lost big.
And he said Republicans know it. So what do you think of what Dick had to say? Does anyone here find this ironic? Because Dick Cheney did possibly, some might say, lead us into a war that we didn't need in Iraq, or
a little of the kettle calling the pot black.
What do you think here, Jeff?
Type of deal.
What do you feel? Ironic?
You know what's weird? I haven't even thought about Dick Cheney for so long. I didn't know he was around, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, but what if anyone have seen the movie Vice? Right, it shows a interesting depiction of Dick Cheney. So him calling out this, I got to be perfectly honest, I think it's to get eyeballs somewhere else, right? I don't know if he's necessarily means what he says, but I think maybe because his son or daughter, his daughter's running,
losing in a.
So I think that's the reason why he's coming out to say that. That's my personal
I think
opinion.
he means what he says because he's been saying this on CNN and interviews with ABC that
he hates Trump.
What President Trump has done does not represent the Republican Party at all. You know, he's been having this conversation like all this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in different outlets.
I should stop watching reruns of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No, that's way better. Okay. But also, I just think, you know, he's just speaking for his daughter. So just bring it down to a dad-daughter relationship. Like, if anybody's going to call their dad to help them out and they're still here to do so and they have some type of relevance in a party that may sway some votes, I would call my dad too. That's our father.
Well, let me ask you this. This is for you, Al. This is some what people are saying about the irony. There is some irony here. Dick Cheney was known as like the meanest man ever. Now he's talking about Donald Trump. So people are saying Dick Cheney is a war criminal who should spend the rest of his life in a military prison for the Iraq War. Someone else said Darth Vader comes out from under a rock and weighs in on Trump. Now someone else says, I've been critical of the Cheneys in the past, particularly the vice president, but I stand unequivocally with them on this issue. Can you have dual thought here? Duality of thought? I can't.
You can, but I don't know how effective it is. I think that the people that are going to support Dick Cheney are already doing it because they're voting for his daughter. And the fact that she's 22 points down in the polls lets us know how much support he has. What this is really doing for us is just showing us where the Republican Party is today. And right now, it's not with the truth and justice and Liz Cheney leading the January 6th investigation, fighting for truth and justice. They don't care that. They're like, she chose the other side. We're done with her, and it's on to the next one. And 22 points down in the polls, you cannot talk around that. There's no margin of error for 22. That's like losing 100-0 at halftime.
All right, well, let me talk about that because in case you didn't know, as you said, Liz Cheney, she's running for re-election in Wyoming. That is the least populous state, by the way. The fewest amount of people are in Wyoming. According to the polls, she is way behind her opponent, Harriet Hageman, by more than 20 points, as Al was saying, even though she's raised about $1 million more. So why do we think she's behind so far at this point? There's clearly three parties, right? The Democrats, the Republicans, and let's say the Trumpers who believe the election is rigged. She falls into the Trump almost destroyed our democracy. Is she ever going to get elected again? Did she lose it with that? What do you think, Linz?
Well, we know she's going to continue those hearings because you don't get out of office. They're coming back in September. So even if she gets elected or not, we're going to see what happens in September. But I do think that people need to be politically nimble and not so staunchly fixed on being a Democrat or being a Republican, and just think about this woman stood up for values, try to protect our country. She put country before party. And so if you can't differentiate that in that moment and at least ask the person you're electing to have morals, then you're in a bad spot as a voter. You need to start there and think about who you want to represent you for bigger reasons other than maybe your taxes.
Who was who in that photo? Like, could we pull that photo back up?
Liz was on the
woman
left.
on the right looks like she's in the Great Celebrity Bake Off.
She did. She looks like the mean judge.
Doesn't she look like?
Is there any sugar in this?
Yeah.
That's right. So that on the
Here's
left,
what you did wrong with this pie.
So that on the left is Liz, and on the right, that's Harry.
Okay,
And again,
good.
just so you know, the one on the right is an election denier. She says she would not have verified Joe Biden's 2020 election, and she is now the front runner for the Republican primary. Again, they have to face a Democrat, but this is the primary.
I know. For me, it's kind of, I don't know. We get in this Democrat and Republican thing, and I think those are very fringe people that identify as like, I'm staunch Republican, without having duality of views, right? To be like, I agree with some of the Republicans, I agree with some of the Democrats and their views, and they differ. I want to believe that the majority of America's independents. Maybe not. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But you're not allowed to say what party you are. And I should specifically say you're not allowed to say you're with the Republican Party in certain situations, right?
But
I do want to say, I don't think so. I don't think so. But the point I'm trying to make is when 2024 comes, I think you're going to see a big shift. I think it's going to go Republican. I think a lot of people are tired of the woke culture and all that, and that's kind of towards the liberal type of things, right? And I think a lot of people are just being quiet because what you say on TV, what you say in certain situations, and then you go back to your house and with your friends, and you're like, oh man, I kind of like what that person did.
But
and you're
what's
whispering behind your back.
Is the midterm. So we're going to see if what you're predicting is correct, because the midterms are going to tell us who's going to control a lot of what's going on in Congress, and then that will ultimately have a lot of impact on the 2024
election. And I think we will, because I think people are scared to even share opinion about anything these days, let alone what party they're with.
I agree, but I can't share. I'm a Democrat if I'm in the South. That's a place I feel uncomfortable doing.
Yeah, but you being like in this Hollywood specifically, your view is applauded. Right?
If you said you were
a Republican, you might not have your job.
But not in every place in this country. And I also have to say, speaking of President Trump, you're right. He's doing extremely well, which leads me to this. What kind of hold does he have over the Republican Party? Well, if Tuesday's primaries are any indication, Jeffrey is right. He is the kingmaker. All 8 of the candidates he endorsed won this week, including Carrie Lake in Arizona, former journalist. She won the Republican primary for Arizona governor. Carrie is an election denier, another one who said she would not have certified Joe Biden's 2020 victory. So what do you think about Trump's candidates doing so well? Really quick. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say quickly, I don't think it might be Trump's candidates. I think it's the Republican Party. It might not have anything to do with Trump. I could be totally wrong. But I think people are pushing back against the narrative. But that's what I feel like. Because the media doesn't show. We don't talk about MPH anymore, right? Not the actor, Nancy Pelosi's husband. We don't talk about any of that. We don't talk about Joe Biden or falling off a bike, where he's at, his hairy legs, him falling up the stairs, down the stairs. We don't do that. Nobody talks about those things.
Primary, so we're just talking about Republicans.
But people are pushing back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
And let's just not forget, I want to work. You work with Carrie Lake, but also.
Oh, I didn't. I want to be clear. I do not know this woman. I didn't work with this woman.
You knew of her.
We both were journalists in Arizona, and so the confusing thing to me is that as somebody who spent years as a fixture in that community, understanding what's correct and doing her research and having a team of people that help you find the facts about what's going on, specifically in your state and city, it's kind of confusing that she's saying the election. Like, I think the basis of running and what you're saying about being a Republican, it might be true, but also you have to just admit that the election was fairly won by Joe Biden. Like, let's just start there. That's not actually up for debate. It's just facts.
But it's not.
People voted for Joe Biden not because he was good, because he wasn't Donald Trump.
And that's also a fact, I know.
Right.
But like, the fact is, don't say that it was stolen. Like, those were the two options
I'm not debating if it was stolen.
No, but that's what some of these people that are winning their primaries
to be
are
perfectly
saying.
honest, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I appreciate that. Let me just say this. I find, and I know we air in Phoenix, I believe, or Arizona. I find Arizona is the new Texas, in which if I want to see where the red is going, the red states, Arizona is blood red. They just elected a Secretary of State that was at the Capitol and rioted in a black fedora. So they are going heavily into the election deniers. And I think
they also have Rusty Bowers representing them, who was at the January 6th with the committee testifying that he was not willing to go against his oath and change the election results else in his state.
However,
so I think there's two different people. You have to talk about Arizona as a whole. We're always saying like Texas this or Arizona this. There's plenty of people, like Jeff was saying, that fall somewhere in the middle that just want to be represented well and all their values to be represented on the ballot.
Absolutely, but the McCain family was completely shut out of this Arizona ballot. I mean, they've made a decision in that state, and I think, and hit me if I'm wrong, especially if you're from
Wyoming
Phoenix.
And you know, with Cheney as well.
Exactly.
They're kind of getting rid of the old guard.
It sounds like they McCan't.
Tori, you gonna let that happen on your watch?
I thought it was quite good coming up on.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was so bad that you were giving an applause.
No, I thought it was good. Ellen Pompeo wants Grey's Anatomy to stop preaching how woke it is. Does she have a point? And a weatherman gets a surprise on air and some hilarious celebrity lookalikes. So if you need a laugh today, you gotta stick around.
Closed captioning provided by.
Am I going crazy?
Who raised you?
Why am I right all the time?
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
All right, Al, sorry, man, I kind of cut you off on that, on a lot of the subjects on there.
I think it's.
But I'd love to hear what you have to say.
I mean, I just think that I like to look at
Carrie Lake. Yes. I can always fix
situations
that
like
if you
this
want.
because I think it's almost like watching like a huge glacier or
Right. So
something
do you
move
want
where
me
it's
to
moving
put
so slow you don't realize it. But what we're seeing when we start talking about, you know, somebody with Cheney's last name, that's how you run.
For sure.
You like if your dad was a former VP, you'd be like, I'm so and so Schroeder Jr. Like you want that last name.
But if you're in there voting, you don't know last name, you see Cheney,
right?
Subconsciously, you're like, oh, I know that.
So,
you know
so
what I mean?
now they're going.
Right.
So now, but now it's deeper than subconscious. You're consciously voting against them. You're voting against that Cheney name where in 2000,
but it's good that she's elevated to that role.
Bush was in there.
Oh, sorry.
You know, people were voting for Cheney.
Republicans. It's not like
specifically like a stylist.
Tori, what's your question?
Really quick.
Right, it's the primaries.
Oh, for the Trump back. Oh, okay.
So there was one election that happened in one of the states where it was a Pence-back candidate versus a Trump-back candidate, and they talked a lot about that. And the Trump guy beat the Pence guy.
Right. I mean,
so
Real quick, I have a
Pence is holding
correction.
it down. I mean, Trump is, not Pence.
I said that Harriet Hageman said she wouldn't verify the election. That was Carrie Lake, but Harriet Hageman also says the election was rigged. So the
I
words,
thought that was stupid when you said that.
want to make that
No one even knows what that means.
got to be accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but it is interesting
They
because
both
now
don't think
we
Joe
are
Biden won, okay?
Oh, they don't. Oh, really?
Yeah, both of those people.
Oh, okay. And they're both Republicans?
Yeah. Primaries are all Republicans, and then they fight the Democrats.
Yeah,
Okay.
the primaries is the same parties battle to see who
I was like on
then.
the wrong panel. I was like, where am
But
I?
what if you're dealing with people, Tori, that like are already saying ahead of time they're not going to verify the election results?
They're winning.
Welcome back. We've got some fun viral moments to share with you. Up first, this made my whole week. This is a weatherman. He's in Chicago. He lost it on air after he discovered that the screen behind him was a touch screen. Take a look.
Right now, kind of hung up just a little bit. Oh, I moved the map. I didn't know I could do that. No way.
Did you just discover that?
I got to try it. Hold on.
Can you believe that? Just touch it. You can go anywhere you want.
That's so cool.
Can I zoom? Oh man, it's a great day.
That's my favorite part. It's a great day.
I'm totally the guy that comes from the side, like, let me try it in the middle of the live show.
He was just as happy.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of cool.
It was a wholesome moment in that studio. Everybody liked it.
I heard our boss Bert say, "How did they not know that?" I think what happens is they switch to like equipment and upgrade and don't really tell the weather, so they just think it's probably the same one.
They should know that, though, no?
Well,
It'd be
because
nice.
usually
It'd be
a
nice.
weatherman or woman is like pointing in some weird direction to some fake screen
It's
that they're
just green,
projecting.
yeah.
And so this is like, hopefully they didn't go from that to this in a day and then he realizes touchscreen. Hopefully they had like a slow integration of new technology.
Yeah, well, he clearly is doing it on air. He did not know.
It was like a cup and a string before. All right, a suspect in Georgia is going viral. Police are on the hunt for this man. Yes, He does look a lot like Bradley Cooper. He's accused of stealing a rotary laser from a Home Depot. One person online commented, "You know it's hard times when Bradley is having to steal." I mean, he does.
He kind of looks like who made that movie Stillwater? Matt Damon. Where he's playing he was playing like somebody, like it was a Red State movie, but it kind of looks like that's Bradley Cooper's version of that. I could see him being like, an everyman and whatever the story is.
Yeah, I could see Bradley Cooper being offended by this. That's
what you could see?
That's what I could see. Are you crazy? Look at that man in his beer belly. No offense. Okay, everybody has a beer belly.
But yes, neck down, yeah, I completely agree.
Neck down is different.
Yeah.
That dude's got to go home and shave because they're like, what did he look like? Exactly like Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, exactly. He looks just like them. All right, we have another one for you. This one is so cute. This is a baby, a little baby, who went viral for looking like Woody Harrelson. And get this, the actor even agreed. He wrote a poem for the baby. Quote, "Ode to Cora. You're an adorable child. Flattered to be compared. You have a wonderful smile. I just wish I had your hair."
I love this. I think it's so cute.
It is.
You know what I mean? Babies change so much. My kids looked crazy at sometimes, and I think those are the best pictures. Like when they're scared of the Easter Bunny, I still have that on my fridge year round because he's so terrified that it's funny. But there's one that always makes me laugh when I see it like online. It's baby Chris Farley. Did you ever see this?
No.
What? Look at this baby. It looks exactly like Chris Farley, and it just makes me smile because I love Chris Farley. And if I had my kid look like that, it would be framed in my house right when you walk in.
It'd be
I think
would
it's
frame
amazing.
that, and I would also frame the tweet that the celebrity actually reached out and saw that we look alike and gave you the compliment as a kid.
I love it. I think it's super cute.
Let's not forget the famous David Schwimmer lookalike Rob.
Let me see
Robert
this.
That was spot on. I wouldn't be offended.
That one was really good. Do we have that one? That one's good.
And there's also a look when somebody's stealing something and they see the camera and they just have this moment of reality like, all right, we both see each other. Let's just keep it moving.
It feels like he's still in the store, though. It doesn't feel like he's fully stealing yet.
That's a good point.
I feel like maybe he was thinking about it in that moment.
He kind of looks like Zombie. Like if
Zombie Ross?
If he got bit by a zombie,
Oh, I just want to steal Rachel's heart.
I thought that was good.
Thanks.
I like your.
I think that the camera goes to me right away.
Coming up on DBL, you might want to think twice about that cup of free water or wearing lipstick. We're talking about things we do every day that's making someone's job harder. Like Jeff at my job. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, guys, the average mortgage rate as of June 28th sat around 6.5%, while the highest savings account rate sat around 1.65%. So why are these two rates so different? Let's verify. Our sources are data from the Federal Reserve and Michael Obanoff with Wild Wealth Management. So far in 2022, the Fed has raised rates to try and curb inflation. As a result, we've seen interest rates double or even triple in some cases, while savings rates have remained stagnant or trickled upwards. But even though they're both called interest rates, they are calculated differently and represent different risks.
The mortgage rate, generally speaking, is tied to 10-year Treasury, and the savings yields, banks can get away with just going off of what the Fed does once a month.
See, mortgage rates have mirrored the 10-year Treasury bonds for decades. These rates are based off time and risk. They are basically projections on where the market may be more than a decade from now. And because of that uncertainty, the rates are higher. On the other hand, banks usually base savings interest rates off of the short-term Fed rate. It doesn't have that same long-term risk baked into the numbers, and importantly, banks don't have to raise savings rates just because of the Fed.
I know people want to make money in their savings account. It's no different than that bank that you're trying to get that yield from. They want to make money on your money as well.
Now the good news here is that Obanoff does project savings rates will start to go up in the coming months, but likely not as fast as mortgage rates. So we can verify that mortgage and interest rates are based off different things and are not directly connected. Have something you want us to verify? Call, email, or text us. I'm Michael Dowdna.
Welcome back to DBL. We all know that Jeff hates when people do not put their shopping carts away. This also
says a lot about you.
It does.
Yeah.
Do you not put
You
it
don't?
away?
I put it close by the area.
Do you at least put it on a little tree lawn?
Come on, this is not what the story is about.
It also annoys store employees because it makes their job harder, right? Have you ever thought about other things you may be doing that makes a person's jobs harder? Like I have tanning all over myself, and our beautiful wardrobe person, Christina, had to tape me. That made her job harder. So thank you, Christina. First up, postal workers hate when you place things in front of the curb mailbox, such as your trash can or your car. When this happens, they have to park the truck, turn it off, hop out of the truck, and walk to the mailbox. Don't they always have to do that?
No, they have the truck so you pull up and just,
right.
the opposite side.
You're right.
Luckily, my trash gets picked up in the back of the house, so.
Yeah, and also, like, who would park right in front of your mailbox? I think that's weird, but I can see people doing that, yeah.
Okay, I need to be more careful about that. Next, you infuriate grocery store workers if you place refrigerated items in a non-refrigerated shelf.
Not okay.
Not
that's
okay.
just gross. And
You are
rude.
not better than those people. Put it
But
back.
also, like, you're ruining the food. Say it needs to be refrigerated. It's going to go bad.
Yeah.
Like, have some decency.
Walk your butt back.
The harder question is, though, do you do this if it's not, like, frozen? Because if you got a can of peas and you're in the aluminum foil aisle, are you walking back?
I try to put it back. Even with clothes, like, I'll put them back in the section I got them from the clothing store, and the lady's like, just please put it on the rack. And I'm like, no, I'll put it back.
Yeah, they don't want you to fold it.
I'm starting to go crazier, like, as I get older, and I believe in, like, karma and stuff. And if I'm walking by a garbage can, I throw, like, a straw wrapper, and it misses, I'm like, I got to go get that.
Thank you.
And I get it, and I put it back. So if I don't
Thank
put
you.
that back, I feel like something bad's going to happen.
Thank you, because you're littering. You're not better than anyone.
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
all know the term.
Starbucks baristas are okay giving you a free cup of water, but you need to ask for it with the rest of your order, not when you're getting the order. So I go with my dogs and I get for a venti water, but you got to order it back then so they don't have to go and get it over there.
That
You
makes
ask
sense.
for a venti water. You don't say, could I just get a cup of water?
I get a venti water.
Huge cup of water.
It's 100 degrees outside. It's 100 degrees.
Aren't you loitering at that
embarrassed?
point?
I'm not loitering.
Yes, you are. If you're just going into a place, you're not
I'm
paying
getting
money, you're
coffee.
getting
No,
water.
no. I'm also getting a coffee.
But you
and
can't. You're
coffee.
taking one of their big cups.
Yeah, they've got a lot of them. It's Starbucks.
That's their business model. You can't take their cups. You take the small cup.
Then don't make it free. Okay. Up next, you should avoid wearing lipstick to the dentist.
Noted.
Al, because it gets on their gloves and makes them slippery.
People go to the dentist after work. Like, it's going to have to be what it is, okay? This lipstick is just going to be on. I'm not going to go take off everything and go to the
I
dentist.
never thought about that, Lindsay. Do you think that they should put like a note in the dentist's office, like before you come in this room, wipe your lipstick off? I never thought about
No,
that.
deal with the slippery glove.
Yeah, just rinse off your equipment after each use, I would assume, or wash it thoroughly.
Well, maybe don't come to my dentist's office in full boudoir.
What? All right. Lastly, if a server's handing out drinks from a tray, do not, I repeat this, I've done this as a waiter and spilled. Do not try to be helpful by taking the drinks off the
That's
tray.
a good one.
They are the ones balancing the tray. They know what's going on, and you removing a drink could make the tray fall. Thanks for really spelling that
They
one
literally
out.
go like this for you to grab it. I don't understand.
No, if they want you to, then yes. But I've been a waiter a long time. It's perfectly balanced. And if you take a heavy beer and there's a martini here, the whole thing's going over.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
And I had a whole thing of Bloody Marys, and they were wearing white, and they reached, and then it went, and I was never a waiter again.
That was it?
That was it.
Yeah, you're going to have one traumatic spill as a waiter, and some of them you can't get over, so I get that.
Yeah, that was the one. Coming up on DBL. Selena Gomez has this great message to body shamers, why she says the days of sucking in your stomach are over, and would you date someone that's friends with their ex? How about someone with poor grammar? We'll tell you the top deal breakers when it comes to finding love.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Many people are looking for the best ways to stay cool without breaking the bank. Verify viewer Jennifer from Texas asked us to verify if one trick that's making the rounds online is true.
Hello, Verify. This is Jennifer from Texas. And what I'd like to know is if covering your air conditioner unit with an umbrella really does help save with power costs and really does make your air conditioner run more efficiently.
So Jennifer, let's verify. Our sources are Wes Davis, Technical Services Director for the Air Conditioning Contractors of America, Florida Solar Energy Center, and Energy Vanguard, a firm that focuses on training and consulting for building performance. Putting a shade over an outdoor AC unit like this one doesn't improve energy efficiency in any noticeable way, according to air conditioning expert Wes Davis.
It's not statistically impactful.
A 1996 study conducted by the Florida Solar Energy Center studied the impact of shading centralized AC units. According to the study, localized shading over a unit could, in theory, reduce electricity consumption, but the results weren't conclusive. In fact, it could make your AC unit perform worse. That's because the method of shading, like a tarp or an umbrella, could restrict airflow to the unit. Let me show you why that's an issue. The AC in a central air system works by first pulling the air from inside of your house and separating the heat from it. It then sends the heat out to the condenser, which is the box with a fan that sits outside of your house. The condenser's fan pulls the outside air into the unit, and then that air absorbs the heat before it's dumped back outside of the unit. In order to work properly, the outdoor portion of an AC unit requires air to flow over the coil and fan, according to Energy Vanguard. The company says objects placed directly overhead of the unit blocking the fan, like an umbrella or a tarp or even plant debris, could restrict the airflow and trap heat over the unit. If less air flows over the coil, less heat is removed, Energy Vanguard says. That means the whole cycle warms up a bit and your AC works harder to keep your home cool. So we can verify, no. Putting a shade over central AC's outside unit does not reliably reduce power cost or help it run more efficiently. And it could potentially make it run worse. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Why can it seem harder to get sleep in the summer? Let's connect the dots. During the hot summer months, more people tend to report they have trouble going to sleep. And according to the New York Times, there is some evidence that seasonal changes can impact your sleep patterns. Some of that can be blamed on daylight saving time. It's because we're exposed to extra sunlight later in the day after the clock change. More light in the evenings can suppress our body's production of melatonin, the hormone that tells us when to get some sleep. And the hotter weather doesn't help. Your body temperature should fall by a few degrees before bed to help you get deep sleep. But the hotter your home, the harder it is to get cool. The best way to get back on track is to set a sleep schedule and stick to it, and give your body time to unwind and get into a sleep mood. Lower the lights, relax, and turn off those devices at least an hour before bed. And that is connecting the dots.
Planning any trips this year? If you're flying, Verify can help you save. From getting the best deals to reimbursement for lost bags, we answer your questions. Check out our travel stories at verifythis.com.
Welcome back. We love your comments. Cheryl said when cashiering, someone put a frozen bag of broccoli in the display shelves at a checkout, except they hid it, and then the smell came, and you could imagine it coming after a while.
That seemed intentional.
Yeah.
That's super gross.
No home training.
Yeah. Get some manners.
Tell
You're leaving us. You can watch the second show, half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL app. But if you get the second half of the show, you're a lot cooler where you are. That's what's coming ahead. Martha Stewart celebrates her birthday in style. We've got an inside look at her impressive party, plus our favorite Martha Stewart moments over the years. And Ellen Pompeo slams her own show for its approach on being woke, why she claims the show shouldn't be so preachy. Let's discuss it after this.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi just took a trip to Taiwan, a self-governed island of more than 23 million people that's claimed by China. She's the highest-ranking American official to visit Taiwan since then-Speaker Newt Gingrich went 25 years ago. The Chinese government called the visit a major provocation and announced it would conduct a number of military exercises as a show of force. Videos have been circulating online that claim to show those exercises, or American military exercises, in response. But do they really show a response to Pelosi's visit? We used these sources to verify. One easy way to determine if a video is what it purports to be is to see if that same video has been posted before. For instance, this video, posted on August 2nd, claims to show China, quote, warming up the missile shots tonight. But by doing a reverse image search, we found the same video posted in 2020. And several foreign news outlets then identified it as a Taiwanese military exercise. Next, this video with more than 100,000 views is captioned, World War III is on the verge. U.S. Navy warplanes fly near Taiwan. The verified team did a reverse image search on this one too, and found the same video was posted as early as 2021. Those earlier posts say the video was filmed in the Philippines. The U.S. military hasn't confirmed where those exercises were held, but it's clear from comparing the videos and looking at the timestamp, they were not filmed during Pelosi's visit. So we can verify, no, these viral videos do not show Chinese or American military exercises around Speaker Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Buy the bottle. Yeah.
Welcome to Stop. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. I'm Tori in for Sam today, and it is definitely a Friday. All right, Martha Stewart celebrated her 81st birthday a couple days ago. We're getting a look inside the party. These pictures were posted on Daily Mail. Guests were treated to a gorgeous table setting, and there's Martha blowing out her candles. And after 81 years, Martha has definitely earned the right to say whatever she wants, and boy, has she. So we wanted to share some of her best sassy moments that remind us why everyone loves her, starting with this gem when she talked about dating her friends' husbands. Take a look.
That's where I meet men. They're all married to friends of mine or something like that. I always think, oh gosh, couldn't that person just die?
The wife.
Yeah, not painfully, just die.
Just slowly pass away.
Yeah, but it hasn't worked out.
She wanted them to die.
I love it. I love it. The most popular Golden Girl was Sophia. Why? She had no filter. She was older. She was at that age where everybody's like, no matter what she says, it's hilarious and honest. That's why she resonated so much.
Wow, that was a TV show. This is real life. She's talking about her friends' parents dating them and people dying.
Her friends' husbands.
Yeah, her friends' husbands. Yeah, but she also said she would date one of her friends' fathers. Didn't she say something like that in the same interview? I don't know. It went so left that Chelsea Handler was offended, or it felt like. And Chelsea Handler, it takes a lot for her to feel like put off.
Offended. That's
Listen,
amazing.
75 and up, whatever you want, offensive as you want.
It can be.
It's all good.
The filter's off.
Yes.
The filter's off.
You made it that far. Have fun with the rest.
Go for it. All right, what do you think about this one? I like this one. Her feud with Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm with you, Martha. Take a look what Martha said about, remember that scented candle from Gwyneth's Goop catalog that smelled like?
Yes.
She does that kind of irritating, she's trying to zhuzh up the public to listen to her.
Okay.
And that's great. I mean, let her do her thing.
Okay.
And I wouldn't buy that candle.
Hey, jealousy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I have a theory on that.
She didn't ask her to buy her candle, though. She did not ask her to buy her candle.
Agree, but who started the lifestyle idea? Martha bleeping Stewart. And who tried to take over that and use stupid products? Gwyneth Paltrow.
So you agree with me? That's jealousy.
Yeah, Martha Stewart is saying, I'm the OG. She's selling ridiculous products. I think she's calling her out.
Can I disagree with all three of you guys? Honestly, the rapper Common had a great line in his album Water for Chocolate.
I love figuring out where you're going. So I want to break this down.
Yeah. Common said, this back when he was Common Sense. Common said, if I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating. If she doesn't like the candle, she doesn't like it. She's allowed to say that.
I guarantee she hasn't smelled it.
I agree with
Okay, I guarantee she has not smelled it. I think what Tori said, she's like, oh, this is the younger version of me. Issue with that immediately. It's just like, why? Be like Snoop Dogg, the way he embraces Wiz Khalifa, since we're talking about rappers. Right. The younger version is like, come on, come ahead. I'm Uncle Snoop. That's the way to behave when you're the older person in the situation.
True, but she's not a very gentle auntie, is she? She's not at all. She's a little scary. Well, all right, finally, how about that time when Martha told Bethany Frankel that she was unlikable to her face?
Felt like you didn't like me, to be honest with you.
Well, you weren't so likable then.
That's what I want to hear.
No, you weren't. You were a pest. You were a pest. She was. She was a pest.
And a little background on that, Bethany Frankel started reality TV by being on a show to be Martha Stewart's assistant. So they have a whole past from that.
We're missing that honesty in today's day and age. Really, we are. Like, you know, when interviewers are like, I just watched your movie, loved it. I want them to be like, I just watched your movie. I got to be honest. What was with that third act? It stunk.
Right.
And you're acting? I mean, what was that outfit all about? That would be an interview I would watch. This constant gratification, oh, you're so high and mighty because you're an actor. No. No. I'm sick of it.
Look at the most famous. I think the guy that started all, Simon Cowell, was the first person. That's not like, you have a great voice. I love your background story, Lindsay. He's just like, this is not the business for you. I mean, it's a startling thing to say to somebody, but it's honest. And how many people?
But also, I love when people give it to me straight. Like, just tell me what's going on, say what it is, because also, for some people who know, like, this is just for me, you said I'm not a good singer, but I am in my soul, they're going to use that as fuel and still be a good singer. You know, how many times did Michael Jordan get shut down? He talks about it all the time.
Well, people bring that up, the one guy. Everybody else should have been cut. They did not grow to be 6'6".
Well, I like to think of myself as more Michael Jordan than the other guys.
Yes, okay. No one wants to ever mention the other billion people that should have stopped playing basketball and started studying architecture. So, yeah.
It's true. My favorite audio is from Simon Cowell, and he goes, "What do you think I'm going to say?" And the guy goes, "No," and he goes, "You're right." And he like leaves. I loved it. This was really exciting for me because I am apple-shaped, so I'm really big tummy, and real stomachs, they might be having a comeback. Selena Gomez makes sure she wants them to. The singer posted this viral TikTok of herself in a skin-tight bathing suit, declaring that she's bringing the real stomach back and not sucking in.
Yeah, but she's on an angle.
Also, that's like a really awkward angle. Like,
and
I think you have an option on social media, right? Knowing your angles is like a real thing for everyone, right? You got to know what angle works for you. That doesn't mean that you're trying to pretend. It means this is my good side.
No, but put up
this
that
is
again.
my good. Like,
don't you think this is pretty new for our? Can you put that back up? Can we do that? That is the roles. That's pretty big to see for someone like me.
Listen.
Sorry,
that's not roles.
Is
That's
it?
not even a freaking roles. That's like,
it's not a role.
That's not. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
literally
there's a
an indent because you're sitting down.
Well, she's not like a model skinny. Let's be honest. And I'm looking at someone more relatable, which I like.
But here's where I get into the honesty, right? If you want to be, first of all, I'm going to be honest. I think she looks fine.
I think she looks great.
I like a little curve. I like that. I don't even think she's the example if you want to make an example of bringing a bigger stomach back. She looks great, I feel like, in that picture. But if you say anything about her body, if you comment on it, you're the jerk.
Right.
There is no straight talk anymore. You are this, that, everything labeled under the sun. And instead you're like, man, I just made a comment. You're the one who put it out there. Am I not allowed to comment on it?
But
That's what I'm saying.
Can you understand why that is? Because I agree with you, it gets too much. But after decades and decades of a social context in which women were told and no one said anything, we finally have the ability to say, stop. Now, it might be going too far now, but at least we have the vocabulary to be like, don't talk about my body that way, when we didn't before. Does that make sense?
But you know what? You also have the option to turn comments off on posts or only let people who you follow
That's right.
comment. Like, these are all things you don't have to get shamed by idiots. There are people who don't like, you could say hi and they're like, why is Tori's voice this way? Like, that's just how people behave.
What's wrong with my phone?
No, I'm just saying, like, that's Twitter, that's social media. Like, just turn off the comments. That's an easy way if you're a celebrity who doesn't want to hear it.
No, she's infamously not on social media at all.
But she's doing that for attention, and she shouldn't even be the person doing that. I think she looks good. Is it if you were a bigger body, wouldn't you be like, I'm a little offended that Selena Gomez is speaking up for me. I'll tell you how I feel, right?
Jeff, I've said this.
You see what I'm saying?
I've said this a number of times. There's a lot of men, including myself, that like curvier women. That
me
like,
too.
Very curvy. Yeah.
Thicker.
And so it's just like this weird thing where everybody's like, well, we want to be positive. I'm like, you got a lot of fans out here. So it's just like, don't always look at the bad comments.
He always helped me out when I was feeling really low. He was like, there's a lot of people that a lot of people that enjoy not just what you see over and over and over again. So that made me feel better.
And there's a lot of variety of body types. So even if Selena's not like Vogue model skinny, there's between her and then the other end of the spectrum. You can be anywhere in between that. I think her showing has some value because she's somebody who's looked at always in a light of like perfection and editing.
She used to be skinny.
Yeah, in music videos when it's perfect lighting. So this is like an example of somebody just showing themselves.
Good. That's the whole point.
She does. She does. All right, I have to get to this because I'm so annoyed with this show. Sorry. Grey's Anatomy. Are we becoming too woke? The show has gone on and on and on. Well, the show's leading star has thoughts on a recent episode of her podcast. Ellen Pompeo says the long-running medical drama's approach to tackling social issues needs to change. Take a look.
I think if I had any desire, honestly, it would be to be less sort of preachy in one episode about certain things. I think I'd like to see things happen a little more subtly and over time, consistently, and less sort of hit you over the head with it for just 1 hour. I wish we could sort of touch on these social issues that are important and relevant and sort of have them be threads throughout.
Is she Is she dissing her own show? Isn't this a Shonda Rhimes? I mean, this is a Shonda Rhimes
I'm sure
show.
the writers aren't digging that.
I mean, right?
But
what are we doing here? I would never say that.
This is a weird stance to take as somebody that's written for television. Like, when you have an hour show like this, it's very hard to have a ton of nuance. If you're doing a socially touchy topic like somebody that's trans was injured or something like that, you kind of have to have the guy that's against and the person that's pro.
And the family.
And almost like have a T-shirt with them saying that, because you only have 40 minutes to get that out. Now, if you got 7 episodes, you can have a little bit more nuance. So I'm like kind of looking at the writers like it's hard to do that, Lance.
Well, there's shows now that just have people exist, like a trans character, and they don't have to make a social statement. It's just the pure existence of seeing that image on television creates a space where this is equal and welcome. So she's saying more subtle. That's an example of subtle shows doing that. Like, I think Grownish has a character.
Abbott Elementary has a character.
Right, so there's, it just like is what it is. And that's what we're looking for when things stop being a first and just become normal.
What do you think, Jeff?
I thought we were going to go to next story.
All right. Yeah. I think we are now. Would you look with your brother or sister for love?
No.
Well, a new Netflix show is banking on your answer being yes. Take a look at the trailer.
Did I not mention the catch? You'll be joined by your brother or sister who's also looking for love.
How do you feel about me and him maybe sharing a bed?
It's gonna be weird. This is probably the first time I've kissed a girl in front of my sister.
What's on the menu? What will happen? Is it
Me? I don't know.
Dude, dated and related's twist on the genre has siblings looking for love together. Netflix says it will be the most awkward dating show in history. So will you be watching? I go to our resident reality show king. You?
King, huh?
What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think this will do well?
I think if you get a catchy title,
right,
you could sell anything. It's not even about the content. If it's a catchy title or something rhymes, everyone's like, oh, I'm in. I don't even know what it's about, but it's super catchy. Yeah. So you're selling the title now. So they sold the title. It's kind of weird to me, to be perfectly honest with you, but there are those siblings, there are those relationships. I'm friends with these twins growing up. They have a different relationship than anyone I know, right? They're twins. They kind of share the same thing, and it's like, I could see them on this show, right? I could see them because it's a different dynamic with twins. That's
we have twins in our booth. Can they tell us in our ear, did they meet their spouses together?
Yeah, Brian and Brad, can you say it over the loudspeaker?
Different times, they said.
Rare.
Different times, they said.
Hey, could you tell us about your sexual past?
Sorry, Brian. Sorry, Brad.
Lindsay, I want to ask you a question because I just had to stop as we were running it. Yes, it's going to be awkward up front. Okay, we get that out of the way. But does this make you closer as siblings? Because now you don't have all these like social things where like, well, you know that your brother or sister is having sex with their partner, but now it's out there. Dude. Are you guys closer?
Like, I want to do tons of stuff with my sister. Travel, hang out, have dinner. I don't want to go on even a double date with her because for our relationship, she's such like a second mom as far as like overseeing everything that she's going to point out flaws in the conversation that the man is having with me, what he's doing, how he's eating, chewing with his mouth open. Like, it would be a whole thing. Like, she wouldn't even focus on her date.
I would watch
she would
the
be
show
in my
of your
date.
sister watching your date. I would love that.
That would make me so uncomfortable.
Can I be honest? I would like it if the sister or brother could watch from behind a screen the date. And
you mean like we are, like the people at home?
No, like and comment on it as the date
like Impractical Jokers.
Right, but not being right next to
This was an MTV show like 21 years ago.
That wouldn't be good, Tori. You wouldn't want to just sit there and watch a date through.
What was that? Were your parental control or something? Remember your parents would watch your,
and you know how annoying that
your
was.
person?
But it did well.
Well,
no?
yeah,
they were like scolding their kids.
Yeah.
Like, that was very annoying.
I got to show these, it's like a group of friends. They live in New York City, and there's like 5 of them, and they all like go to the coffee shop all the time, and then they go to
we get it. You're making fun and saying it's friends. We get it.
Oh,
we get it.
It was.
We smell the sarcasm from the television. Coming up on DBL, we are not done talking about dating, from bad tipping to not liking dogs. Oh my gosh. We're rounding out the top dating deal breakers next. The dogs? How do you not like a dog?
Closed captioning provided by
DBL is all new every day.
Discuss after each, basically saying, I think this is a deal breaker or I don't.
Okay.
And then at the end, you're going to discuss them tell us which one you think is the worst and if there's any you'd want to add.
Okay, so after we've done them all, then we'll discuss them.
Yeah, and you guys, I'm going to go kind of like yes or no and go around the horn for each one.
Okay, but don't explain why it's a deal breaker.
Correct.
So you just say, yes, I think it's a deal breaker, or no, I don't. And then at the end, you'll discuss which one you think is the worst and if there's any that you'd want to add.
Okay.
And there's 5.
Very
Okay?
cool. I like that.
All right, have fun.
Thank you. I always feel like when she says have fun, Gabriella, she doesn't mean it.
No,
I like it. Why would I see it on her face?
She goes, have fun. I guess.
I believe you.
Have fun.
I believe
That's
you.
even worse.
Why?
Come here.
All right,
kidding.
actually have fun, okay?
Yeah, I'd rather you be like, do it. I just
Get it done.
And Brianna always goes
Get
like
it
this.
done.
You guys, Brianna, who I love, goes always like this. You guys get it? Have a lot of fun.
Yeah, well,
You're like, dang it.
I just never want to let Brianna down.
Ever.
She is so, she
Cool.
has her bases covered in a way. I'm like, I cannot believe.
Yeah, we have some really.
She's so chill that she's not reacting at all to you guys talking about her.
Did she hear us?
Yeah.
Brianna, we love you. She hates it. So I had an idea for a show that I wanted to pitch. Should I not tell it?
Yeah.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
What is it?
You'll never know.
Give me the first half.
It's called The Dog Days of Dating.
Oh.
What does it mean? The last couple
Is it something with your dog?
I know. It's like.
Or is it about dogs?
Dog related.
Is it like you go to a dog park
In
and
the
like, do you
summer?
love my dog? Now we're compatible. Is that it?
What?
If the dogs get along, then
Yeah.
What?
You mean the beginning of every rom-com? Oh, our dogs get along. You want to have dinner? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cute meet and it will work. Welcome back. Let's talk about dating, because we've all been there, and usually the worst things are always the most memorable. So we're going to have a little fun with this, all right? I'm going to read a few red flags, and you're going to tell me if these are deal breakers for you or not, okay? Could use some music. Come on up, let's get started. This seems to be a peeve across the board. Grammar, like using the wrong your or their.
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker for Al, Jeff?
Not me. I'd be the one doing that. Yeah.
And Linz?
It'd just be very annoying, but I might try and stick it through.
But it's pretty hard.
So nobody would date me.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker for me.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. How about when someone stands up in the aisle of an airplane as soon as it?
You're gonna make
Deal breaker before you finish reading.
Whoa.
I'm not talking about someone in the front row.
I'm gonna trip you, and it's a deal breaker.
You don't understand the anger that I feel when I'm in row 17 and the person on row 18 thinks they're getting out of that airplane before me. Where do you? What planet are you live on?
Excuse me. Can I just ask? Can I just stretch? What
No,
if
it's not a stretch. Because here's what it turns into. It turns into a stretch, and then all of a sudden it's like, and then you're all of a sudden getting it back, and now you're on the other side.
It's a very
and it's like, wait a second.
aggressive thing.
It's almost like they should change the laws, and you should be able to fight.
Especially if you're with your kids. It's just, come on now.
Not right. Okay, I thought it was
A
stretching.
duel, perhaps.
Oh God. Okay, this is a good one. Someone who is still good with friends with their ex. Deal breaker?
No.
No, me neither. Jeff?
No.
No, I agree with you. Linz?
Yeah, I'm your friend, and that's it.
Oh.
Okay, your ex is not your friend. Y'all might as well say hi on social media and call it a day.
I love it. Hey.
Dang.
Hey.
Wow.
Deal breaker.
What if they're really good friends?
No,
So they're
like,
having
all right,
sex.
you
Okay,
guys
so
can
they're-
talk. If it's an emergency, sure, chat. You shouldn't block them, but no need to keep the conversation going.
Wow, good boundary.
I kind of see it.
Okay, this one is a hard no for me, and I mean it. It turns me off. Bad tipping. You have made you look so unattractive to me. You are unattractive.
That would be a deal breaker.
That's a
for
deal
me.
breaker for me.
As much as I
I'd butt you
complain
in
about
later.
tipping, I'm an excellent tipper. I tip way above
You
what I'm
do.
supposed to.
Right.
But I have a lot of thoughts about it.
That's
Deal breaker?
Absolutely. Absolute deal breaker. Now, can we go back
Yeah,
through
deal
them?
breaker.
Huh? What?
Can we go back through them now? Because there was one, because we were doing.
We're not
oh,
done.
you have one. Okay.
There's more. Someone who refuses to celebrate anniversaries because they think they're stupid.
Deal breaker.
Oh.
We're celebrating everything. We're celebrating Kinsley's day before her birthday, after the birthday, the month of August because it's her birthday, fall month of December because it's Christmas and my birthday.
Wow.
So you just have a whole block.
Yeah, we blocked out about 4 months of the year celebration.
Mardi Gras.
Jeffrey, how do you respond?
I think they're stupid. Yeah. Well, I heard a gasp out there.
Yeah, no,
yeah, I think they're stupid, and I'm going to write you a love letter with a bad grammar.
Yeah, this sounds bad. Maybe I'm Team Jeff on this one.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah. Look,
it's not about you. It's for the ladies or the people in your life. They want to celebrate. Celebrate. Is it going to kill you to celebrate?
Every day. I do celebrate. I just do it angrily.
Oh, wow. That's always good for the heart. All right, this one.
Jeff leaves a sticker on.
Here's your flowers.
Take them.
Wasted $50 on. Let her die tomorrow.
Someone who doesn't like dogs. I can't even get the word out. If you don't like dogs, you're a psychopath.
No, that's fine.
I think if you're mean to dogs, then yeah, you're a psychopath. If you don't want an animal, okay.
Yeah.
The one thing that connects are the parties. The one thing in this life are dogs.
I would argue
and
that.
music and a bunch of other things.
And some music.
Listen, everybody loves a dog, right? The relationship between pet and owner has gotten very gray, okay? People are weird with their dogs, and I don't even want to get into it.
Yeah.
But there is a strange relationship, like they're kids, they're in their baby carriages now. It's a pet.
Jeff,
I love a dog,
they're out
but it's
at
gotten
restaurants,
weird.
Sir.
Yes.
We were at the Mondrian in Miami, and there was a 90-pound poodle eating in a chair at a $500 dinner, and I will never forget that.
Disgusting.
I was with our boss and Erica Kopp.
What if
we're out at bars and people have their dogs that are, hey, there's no restroom for the dogs, so the dogs are just going wherever, heat on the patio. That's nice to smell. Keep your dog at home. It's too much.
Okay, I don't think this is an enormous problem in bars.
It's becoming one.
Everyone has a service dog now. It's a problem.
It's becoming
People
one.
are getting
The
ridiculous.
airplanes, it's been overrun.
What if you don't have children and you want to love on something?
You do that in your house.
But you don't let it eat at the table. You don't put it in a baby carriage. You don't bring it on the airplanes with you.
And I'm sure you have plenty of humans to also love, Tori. Doesn't matter about children.
I'm all for a dog.
I love dogs. I'll bring them everywhere.
Yeah, well, you're that person everyone's whispering about when you go to the bathroom.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Suffer from pain. Yeah, guys, the average mortgage rate as of June 28th sat around 6.5%, while the highest savings account rate sat around 1.65%. So why are these two rates so different? Let's verify. Our sources are data from the Federal Reserve and Michael Obanoff with Wild Wealth Management. So far in 2022, the Fed has raised rates to try and curb inflation. As a result, we've seen interest rates double or even triple in some cases, while savings rates have remained stagnant or trickled upwards. But even though they're both called interest rates, they are calculated differently and represent different risks.
The mortgage rate, generally speaking, is tied to 10-year Treasury, and the savings yields, banks can get away with just going off of what the Fed does once a month.
See, mortgage rates have mirrored the 10-year Treasury bonds for decades. These rates are based off time and risk. They are basically projections on where the market may be more than a decade from now. And because of that uncertainty, the rates are higher. On the other hand, banks usually base savings interest rates off of the short-term Fed rate. It doesn't have that same long-term risk baked into the numbers, and importantly, banks don't have to raise savings rates just because of the Fed.
I know people want to make money in their savings account. It's no different than that bank that you're trying to get that yield from. They want to make money on your money as well.
Now the good news here is that Obanoff does project savings rates will start to go up in the coming months, but likely not as fast as mortgage rates. So we can verify that mortgage and interest rates are based off different things and are not directly connected. Have something you want us to verify? Call, email, or text us. I'm Michael Doudna.
So spending hours on your smartphone isn't good for your mental health, but did you know it could also be harming you physically? It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. If you experience pain in your pinky finger, your thumb, your neck, your elbow, it could be your smartphone's fault. Holding it for hours will stress your joints, your muscles. Fortunately, taking a break from your phone to straighten up and stretch like the aisle of an airplane, your arms will help alleviate the pain. But if you're already feeling tingling or numbness, you might want to go see a doctor. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 1-800-686-5325 or visit omegaxl.com for more information. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Many people are looking for the best ways to stay cool without breaking the bank. Verify viewer Jennifer from Texas asked us to verify if one trick that's making the rounds online is true.
Hello, Verify. This is Jennifer from Texas. And what I'd like to know is if covering your air conditioner unit with an umbrella really does help save with power costs and really does make your air conditioner run more efficiently.
So Jennifer, let's verify. Our sources are Wes Davis, Technical Services Director for the Air Conditioning Contractors of America, Florida Solar Energy Center, and Energy Vanguard, a firm that focuses on training and consulting for building performance. Putting a shade over an outdoor AC unit like this one doesn't improve energy efficiency in any noticeable way, according to air conditioning expert Wes Davis.
It's not statistically impactful.
A 1996 study conducted by the Florida Solar Energy Center studied the impact of shading centralized AC units. According to the study, localized shading over a unit could, in theory, reduce electricity consumption, but the results weren't conclusive. In fact, it could make your AC unit perform worse. That's because the method of shading, like a tarp or an umbrella, could restrict airflow to the unit. Let me show you why that's an issue. The AC in a central air system works by first pulling the air from inside of your house and separating the heat from it. It then sends the heat out to the condenser, which is the box with a fan that sits outside of your house. The condenser's fan pulls the outside air into the unit, and then that air absorbs the heat before it's dumped back outside of the unit. In order to work properly, the outdoor portion of an AC unit requires air to flow over the coil and fan, according to Energy Vanguard. The company says objects placed directly overhead of the unit blocking the fan, like an umbrella or a tarp or even plant debris, could restrict the airflow and trap heat over the unit. If less air flows over the coil, less heat is removed, Energy Vanguard says. That means the whole cycle warms up a bit and your AC works harder to keep your home cool. So we can verify, no. Putting a shade over central AC's outside unit does not reliably reduce power cost or help it run more efficiently. And it could potentially make it run worse. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Why can it seem harder to get sleep in the summer? Let's connect the dots. During the hot summer months, more people tend to report they have trouble going to sleep. And according to the New York Times, there is some evidence that seasonal changes can impact your sleep patterns. Some of that can be blamed on daylight saving time. It's because we're exposed to extra sunlight later in the day after the clock change. More light in the evenings can suppress our body's production of melatonin, the hormone that tells us when to get some sleep. And the hotter weather doesn't help. Your body temperature should fall by a few degrees before bed to help you get deep sleep. But the hotter your home, the harder it is to get cool. The best way to get back on track is to set a sleep schedule and stick to it. And give your body time to unwind and get into a sleep mood. Lower the lights, relax, and turn off those devices at least an hour before bed. And that is connecting the dots.
Planning any trips this year? If you're flying, Verify can help you save. From getting the best deals to reimbursement for lost bags, we answer your questions. Check out our travel stories at verifythis.com.
We are out of time, but I want to give a shout out to Jen and her brand new baby Noah. They're watching from Lakewood, Colorado. Mazel tov on your new baby, Jen. DBL is new every day. We will see you Monday, same time, same place. Have a really safe weekend, a good weekend, and a self-compassionate weekend.
And celebrate, unlike And the baby's a baby, right? It's not a dog? It's a baby? It's a human? Okay, so congratulations.
Shout out to that baby.
You're not going to congratulate somebody for getting a dog?
New puppy.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
crazy?
I just love your passion right now.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled up.
So
Who raised you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
DBL is all new every day.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Dick Cheney calls out Donald Trump in a new ad for his daughter Liz.
He's a coward.
Can the controversial former VP save his daughter's campaign? Doing a double take with this Bradley Cooper doppelganger who's wanted by police, and a baby who looks like Woody Harrelson? Inside Martha Stewart's glamorous 81st birthday dinner, plus the times when Martha was a straight savage while roasting other celebrities. Is she the queen of shade? And dating deal breakers. From being a bad tipper to staying friends with an ex, we're talking about all the red flags that make people run.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
No.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll. Oh, Lord. We're starting
Show
off this
has
Friday
begun.
well. Welcome to DBL, everyone. I am Tori. I'm in for Sam today. We have a beautiful panel. It is
know.
a panel.
What were you gonna say?
Sorry. Okay, we got Lindsay, Jeff, Al, and Tori, and I'll be made fun of all day. Aren't you excited?
Yes, all
Excellent.
day.
All right, let's take a look at this. I'm sure you saw former VP Dick Cheney is out with a new ad to help his daughter Liz Cheney's campaign. And let me tell you what, he doesn't hold back. He is going after the one, Donald Trump. Take a look.
In our nation's 246-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him. He is a coward. A real man wouldn't lie to his supporters. He lost his election, and he lost big.
And he said Republicans know it. So what do you think of what Dick had to say? Does anyone here find this ironic? Because Dick Cheney did possibly, some might say, lead us into a war that we didn't need in Iraq, or
a little of the kettle calling the pot black.
What do you think here, Jeff?
Type of deal.
What do you feel? Ironic?
You know what's weird? I haven't even thought about Dick Cheney for so long. I didn't know he was around, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, but what if anyone have seen the movie Vice? Right, it shows a interesting depiction of Dick Cheney. So him calling out this, I got to be perfectly honest, I think it's to get eyeballs somewhere else, right? I don't know if he's necessarily means what he says, but I think maybe because his son or daughter, his daughter's running,
losing in a.
So I think that's the reason why he's coming out to say that. That's my personal
I think
opinion.
he means what he says because he's been saying this on CNN and interviews with ABC that
he hates Trump.
What President Trump has done does not represent the Republican Party at all. You know, he's been having this conversation like all this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in different outlets.
I should stop watching reruns of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No, that's way better. Okay. But also, I just think, you know, he's just speaking for his daughter. So just bring it down to a dad-daughter relationship. Like, if anybody's going to call their dad to help them out and they're still here to do so and they have some type of relevance in a party that may sway some votes, I would call my dad too. That's our father.
Well, let me ask you this. This is for you, Al. This is some what people are saying about the irony. There is some irony here. Dick Cheney was known as like the meanest man ever. Now he's talking about Donald Trump. So people are saying Dick Cheney is a war criminal who should spend the rest of his life in a military prison for the Iraq War. Someone else said Darth Vader comes out from under a rock and weighs in on Trump. Now someone else says, I've been critical of the Cheneys in the past, particularly the vice president, but I stand unequivocally with them on on this issue. Can you have dual thought here?
Duality.
Duality of thought? I can't.
You can, but I don't know how effective it is. I think that the people that are going to support Dick Cheney are already doing it because they're voting for his daughter. And the fact that she's 22 points down in the polls lets us know how much support he has. What this is really doing for us is just showing us where the Republican Party is today. And right now, it's not with the Truth and Justice and Liz Cheney leading the January 6th investigation, fighting for truth and justice. They don't care that. They're like, she chose the other side. We're done with her, and it's on to the next one. And 22 points down in the polls, you cannot talk around that. There's no margin of error for 22. That's like losing 100-0 at halftime.
All right, well, let me talk about that because in case you didn't know, as you said, Liz Cheney, she's running for re-election in Wyoming. That is the least populous state, by the way. The fewest amount of people are in Wyoming. According to the polls, she is way behind her opponent, Harriet Hageman, by more than 20 points, as Al was saying, even though she's raised about $1 million more. So why do we think she's behind so far at this point? There's clearly three parties, right? The Democrats, the Republicans, and let's say the Trumpers who believe the election is rigged. She falls into the Trump almost destroyed our democracy. Is she ever going to get elected again? Did she lose it with that? What do you think, Linz?
Well, we know she's going to continue those hearings because you don't get out of office. They're coming back in September. So even if she gets elected or not, we're going to see what happens in September. But I do think that people need to be politically nimble and not so staunchly fixed on being a Democrat or being a Republican, and just think about this woman stood up for values, right? Try to protect our country. She put country before party, and so if you can't differentiate that in that moment and at least ask the person you're electing to have morals, then you're in a bad spot as a voter. You need to start there and think about who you want to represent you for bigger reasons other than maybe your taxes.
Who was who in that photo? Like, could we pull that photo back up?
Liz was on the
woman
left.
on the right looks like she's in the Great Celebrity Bake Off.
She did. She looks like the mean judge.
Doesn't she?
Like, is there any sugar in this?
Yeah.
That's right. So that on the
here's
left,
what you did wrong with this pie.
So that on the left is Liz, and on the right, that's Harriet Hageman. And again, just so you know, the one on the right is an election denier. She says she would not have verified Joe Biden's 2020 election, and she is now the front runner for the Republican primary. Again, they have to face a Democrat, but this is the primary.
I know. For me, it's kind of, I don't know. We get in this Democrat and Republican thing, and I think those are very fringe people that identify as like, I'm staunch Republican, without having duality of views, right? To be like, I agree with some of the Republicans, I agree with some of the Democrats, and their views, and they differ. I want to believe that the majority of America's independents. Maybe not. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But you're not allowed to say what party you are. And I should specifically say you're not allowed to say you're with the Republican Party in certain situations, right?
Well, and I
but I do want to say, I don't think so. I don't think so. But the point I'm trying to make is when 2024 comes, I think you're going to see a big shift. I think it's going to go Republican. I think a lot of people are tired of the woke culture and all that, and that's kind of towards the liberal type of things, right? And I think a lot of people are just being quiet because what you say on TV, what you say in certain situations, and then you go back to your house and with your friends, and you're like, "Oh man, I kind of like what that."
Yeah, but
did.
But
and you're whispering behind your back.
Is the midterm. So we're going to see if what you're predicting is correct, because the midterms are going to tell us who's going to control a lot of what's going on in Congress, and then that will ultimately have a lot of impact on the 2024
election. And I think we will, because I think people are scared to even share opinion about anything these days, let alone what party they're with.
I agree, but I can't share. I'm a Democrat if I'm in the South. That's a place I feel uncomfortable doing.
Yeah, but you being like in this Hollywood specifically, your view is applauded, right?
In some places in the world.
If you said if you were a Republican, you might not have your job.
But not in every place in this country. And I also have to say, speaking of President Trump, you're right. He's doing extremely well, which leads me to this. What kind of hold does he have over the Republican Party? Well, if Tuesday's primaries are any indication, Jeffrey is right. He is the kingmaker. All 8 of the candidates he endorsed won this week, including Carrie Lake in Arizona, former journalist. She won the Republican primary for Arizona governor. Carrie is an election denier, another one who said she would not have certified Joe Biden's 2020 victory. So what do you think about Trump's candidates doing so well? Really quick. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say quickly, I don't think it might be Trump's candidates. I think it's the Republican Party. It might not have anything to do with Trump. I could be totally wrong. But I think people are pushing back against the narrative. But that's what I feel like, because the media doesn't show. We don't talk about MPH anymore, right? not the actor, Nancy Pelosi's husband. We don't talk about any of that. We don't talk about Joe Biden or falling off a bike, where he's at, his hairy legs, him falling up the stairs, down the stairs. We don't do that. Nobody talks about those things.
So we're just talking about Republicans.
People are pushing back.
Yeah.
Okay,
is what I'm saying.
and let's just not forget, I want to work, you work with Carrie Lake, but also.
Oh, I want to be clear, I do not know this woman, I didn't work with this woman.
You knew of
we
her,
both were journalists in Arizona, and so the confusing thing to me is that as somebody who spent years as a fixture in that community, understanding what's correct and doing her research and having a team of people that help you find the facts about what's going on, specifically in your state and city, it's kind of confusing that she's saying the election. Like, I think the basis of running and what you're saying about being a Republican, it might be true, but also you have to just admit that the election was fairly won by Joe Biden. Like, let's just start there. That's not actually up for debate, it's just facts.
But it's not an issue for debate.
People voted for Joe Biden not because he was good, because he wasn't Donald Trump.
And that's also a fact, I know.
Right.
But like, the fact is, don't say that it was stolen. Like, those were the two options
I'm not
given.
debating if it was stolen.
No, but that's what some of these people that are winning their primaries
To be
are
perfectly
saying.
honest, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I appreciate that. Let me just say this. I find, and I know we air in Phoenix, I believe, or Arizona. I find Arizona is the new Texas, in which if I want to see where the red is going, the red states, Arizona is blood red. They just elected a Secretary of State that was at the Capitol and rioted in a black fedora. So they are going heavily into the election deniers. And I think
they also have Rusty Bowers representing them, who was at the January 6th with the committee testifying that he was not willing to go against his oath and change the election results in his state.
However,
so I think there's two different people. You have to talk about Arizona as a whole. We're always saying like Texas this or Arizona this. There's plenty of people, like Jeff was saying, that fall somewhere in the middle that just want to be represented well and all their values to be represented on the ballot.
Absolutely, but the McCain family was completely shut out of this Arizona ballot. I mean, they've made a decision in that state, and I think, and hit me if I'm wrong, especially if you're from
Wyoming
Phoenix.
and with Cheney as well.
Exactly.
They're kind of getting rid of the old guard.
It sounds like they McCan't.
Tori, you gonna let that happen on your watch?
I thought it was quite good coming up on.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was so bad that you were giving an applause.
No, I thought it was good. Ellen Pompeo wants Grey's Anatomy to stop preaching how woke it is. Does she have a point? And a weatherman gets a surprise on air and some hilarious celebrity lookalikes. So if you need a laugh today, you gotta stick around.
Closed captioning provided by.
Am I going crazy?
Who raised you?
Why am I right all the time?
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
All right, Al, sorry, man. I kind of cut you off on that, on a lot of the subjects on there.
I think it's.
But I'd love to hear what you have to say.
I mean, I just think that I like to look at
Carrie Lake. Yes. I can always fix
situations
that
like
if
this
you
because
want.
I think it's almost like watching like a huge glacier or
Right, so
something
do you
move
want
where
me
it's
to
moving
fix
so
it?
slow you don't realize it. But what we're seeing when we start talking about, somebody with Cheney's last name, that's how you run.
For sure.
You like if your dad was a former VP, you'd be like, I'm so-and-so Schroeder Jr. Like you want that last name.
But if you're in there voting, you don't know the last name, you see Cheney, subconsciously you're like, oh, I know that. So,
Right.
you know
So
what I
now
mean?
they're going.
Right,
So now,
for
but now
sure.
it's deeper than subconscious. You're consciously voting against it. You're voting against that Cheney name where in 2000,
but it's good that she's elevated to that role.
Bush was in there.
Sorry.
People were voting for Cheney.
It's Republicans. It's not like Republicans.
Tori, what's your question?
Really quick.
Right, it's the primaries.
Oh, for the Trump back. Oh, okay.
So there was one election that happened in one of the states where it was a Pence-backed candidate versus a Trump-backed candidate, and they talked a lot about that, and the Trump guy beat the Pence guy.
Right. I mean,
so
Real quick, I have a correction.
Holding it down. I mean, Trump is, not Pence.
I said that Harriet Hageman said she wouldn't verify the election. That was Carrie Lake, but Harriet Hageman also says the election was rigged. So
I thought that was stupid when you said that.
Want to make that
no one even knows what that means.
Got to be accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but it is interesting
We
because
both
now
don't think
we
Joe
are
Biden won. Okay.
Oh, they don't. Oh, really?
Yeah, both of those people.
Oh, okay. And they're both Republicans?
Yeah. Primaries are all Republicans, and then they fight the Democrats.
Yeah, the primaries is the same parties battle to see who
I was
then.
on the wrong panel. I was like, where am I?
But what if you're dealing with people, Tori, that like are already saying ahead of time they're not going to verify the election results?
Oh, that's why they're winning. Welcome back. We've got some fun viral moments to share with you. Up first, this made my whole week. This is a weatherman. He's in Chicago. He lost it on air after he discovered that the screen behind him was a touch screen. Take a look.
Right now, kind of hung up just a little bit. Oh, I moved the map. I didn't know I could do that. No way! I gotta try it. Hold on. Can you believe that? Just touch it. You can go anywhere you want.
That's so cool.
Can I zoom? Oh man, it's a great day.
My favorite part. It's a great day.
I'm totally the guy that comes from the side, like, let me try in the middle of the live show.
He was just as happy.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of cool.
It was a wholesome moment in that studio. Everybody liked it.
And I heard our boss Bert say, "How did they not know that?" I think what happens is they switch like equipment and upgrade and don't really tell the weather, so they just think it's probably the same one. They should know that, though, no?
Well, because usually a weatherman or woman is like pointing in some weird direction to some fake screen that they're projecting,
yeah.
And so this is like, hopefully they didn't go from that to this in a day, and then he realizes touchscreen. Hopefully they had like a slow integration of new technology.
Yeah, well, he clearly is doing it on air. He did not know.
It was like a cup and a string before. All right, a suspect in Georgia is going viral. Police are on the hunt for this man. Yes. He does look a lot like Bradley Cooper. He's accused of stealing a rotary laser from a Home Depot. One person online commented, "You know it's hard times when Bradley is having to steal." I mean, he does.
He kind of looks like who made that movie Stillwater? Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Where he's playing he was playing like somebody, like it was a Red State movie, but it kind of looks like that's Bradley Cooper's version of that. I could see him being like, an everyman and whatever the story is.
Yeah, I could see Bradley Cooper being offended by this.
That's what you can see?
That's what I could see. Are you crazy? Look at that man in his beer belly. No offense. Okay, everybody has a beer belly.
But yes, neck down, yeah, I completely agree.
Neck down is different.
Yeah.
That dude's got to go home and shave because they're like, what did he look like? Exactly like Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, exactly. He looks just like them. All right, we have another one for you. This one is so cute. This is a little baby, who went viral for looking like Woody Harrelson. And get this, the actor even agreed. He wrote a poem for the baby. Quote, "Ode to Cora. You're an adorable child. Flattered to be compared. You have a wonderful smile. I just wish I had your hair."
I love this. I think it's so cute.
It is.
You know what I mean? Babies change so much. My kids looked crazy at sometimes, and I think those are the best pictures. Like when they're scared of the Easter Bunny, I still have that on my fridge year round because he's so terrified that it's funny. But there's one that always makes me laugh when I see it like online. It's baby Chris Farley. Do you ever see this?
No.
What? Look at this baby. It looks exactly like Chris Farley, and it just makes me smile because I love Chris Farley. And if I had my kid look like that, it would be framed in my house right when you walk in.
I would frame that, and I would also frame the tweet that the celebrity actually reached out and saw that we look alike and gave you the compliment as a kid.
I love it. I think it's super cute.
Let's not forget the famous David Schwimmer lookalike Rob.
Let me see
Robert
that was spot on. I wouldn't be offended.
That one was really good. Do we have that one? That one's good.
And there's also a look when somebody's stealing something and they see the camera and they just have this moment of reality, like, all right, we both see each other. Let's just keep it moving.
It feels like he's still in the store, though. It doesn't feel like he's fully stealing yet.
That's a good point.
I feel like maybe he was thinking about it in that moment.
He kind of looked like Zombie. Like if
Zombie Ross?
If he got bit by a zombie, yeah.
Oh, I just want to steal Rachel's heart.
I thought that was good.
Thanks.
I like your.
I think that the camera goes to me right away.
Coming up on DBL, you might want to think twice about that cup of free water or wearing lipstick. We're talking about things we do every day that's making someone's job harder. Like Jeff at my job. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, guys, the average mortgage rate as of June 28th sat around 6.5%, while the highest savings account rate sat around 1.65%. So why are these two rates so different? Let's verify. Our sources are data from the Federal Reserve and Michael Obanoff with Wild Wealth Management. So far in 2022, the Fed has raised rates to try and curb inflation. As a result, we've seen interest rates double or even triple in some cases, while savings rates have remained stagnant or trickled upwards. But even though they're both called interest rates, they are calculated differently and represent different risks.
The mortgage rate, generally speaking, is tied to 10-year Treasury, and the savings yields, banks can get away with just going off of what the Fed does once a month.
See, mortgage rates have mirrored the 10-year Treasury bonds for decades. These rates are based off time and risk. They are basically projections on where the market may be more than a decade from now. And because of that uncertainty, the rates are higher. On the other hand, banks usually base savings interest rates off of the short-term Fed rate. It doesn't have that same long-term risk baked into the numbers, and importantly, banks don't have to raise savings rates just because of the Fed.
I know people want to make money in their savings account. It's no different than that bank that you're trying to get that yield from. They want to make money on your money as well.
Now the good news here is that Obernoff does project savings rates will start to go up in the coming months, but likely not as fast as mortgage rates. So we can verify that mortgage and interest rates are based off different things and are not directly connected. Have something you want us to verify? Call, email, or text us. I'm Michael Doudna.
Welcome back to DBL. We all know that Jeff hates when people do not put their shopping carts away. This also
says a lot about you.
It does.
Yeah.
Do you not put it away?
You don't?
I put it close by the area.
Do you at least put it on a little tree lawn thing?
Come on, this is not what the story is about.
It also annoys store employees because it makes their job harder, right? Have you ever thought about other things you may be doing that makes a person's jobs harder? Like I have tanning all over myself, and our beautiful wardrobe person, Christina, had to tape me. That made her job harder. So thank you, Christina. First up, postal workers hate when you place things in front of the curb mailbox, such as your trash can or your car. When this happens, they have to park the truck, turn it off, hop out of the truck, and walk to the mailbox. Don't they always have to do that?
No, they have the truck so you pull up and just,
right.
The opposite side.
You're right.
Luckily, my trash gets picked up in the back of the house, so.
Yeah, and also, like, who would park right in front of your mailbox? I think that's weird, but I could see people doing that, yeah.
Okay, I need to be more careful about that. Next, you infuriate grocery store workers if you place refrigerated items in a non-refrigerated shelf.
Not okay.
Not
that's
okay.
just gross. And
you are
rude.
not better than those people. Put it back.
But also, like, you're ruining the food. Say it needs to be refrigerated. It's going to go bad.
Yeah.
Like, have some decency.
Walk your butt back.
The harder question is, though, do you do this if it's not, like, frozen? Because if you got a can of peas and you're in the aluminum foil aisle, are you walking back?
I try to put it back. Even with clothes, like, I'll put them back in the section I got them from the clothing store, and the lady's like, just please put it on the rack, and I'm like, no, I'll put it back.
Yeah, they don't want you to fold it.
I'm starting to go crazier, like, as I get older, and I believe in, like, karma and stuff. And if I'm walking by a garbage can, I throw, like, a straw wrapper, and it misses, I'm like, I got to go get that.
Thank you.
And I get it, and I put it back. So if I don't put that back, I feel like something bad's going to happen.
Thank you, because you're littering. You're not better than anyone.
Yeah,
That's
we all know the term.
Starbucks baristas are okay giving you a free cup of water, but you need to ask for it with the rest of your order, not when you're getting the order. So I go with my dogs, and I get for a venti water, but you've got to order it back then so they don't have to go and get it over there.
That
you
makes
ask for a venti water. You don't say, could I just get a cup of water?
I get a venti water.
A huge cup of water.
It's 100 degrees outside. It's 100 degrees.
Aren't you loitering at that point?
I'm not loitering.
Yes, you are. If you're just going into a place, you're not paying money, you're getting water.
No. I'm also getting a coffee.
But you can't. You're taking one of their big cups.
Yeah, they've got a lot of them. It's Starbucks.
That's their business model. You can't take their cups. You take the small cup.
Then don't make it free. Okay. Up next, you should avoid wearing lipstick to the dentist.
Noted.
Al, because it gets on their gloves and makes them slippery.
People go to the dentist after work. Like, it's going to have to be what it is, okay? This lipstick is just going to be on. I'm not going to go take off everything and go to the dentist.
I never thought about that, Lindsay. Do you think that they should put, like, a note in the dentist's office, like, before you come in this room, wipe your lipstick off? I never thought about that.
No, deal with the slippery glove.
Yeah, just rinse off your equipment after each use, I would assume, or wash it thoroughly.
Well, maybe don't come to my dentist's office in full boudoir.
What? All right. Lastly, if a server's handing out drinks from a tray, do not, I repeat this, I've done this as a waiter and spilled. Do not try to be helpful by taking the drinks off the tray.
That's a good one.
They are the ones balancing the tray. They know what's going on, and you removing a drink could make the tray fall. Thanks for really spelling that.
They literally go like this for you to grab it. I don't understand.
No. If they want you to, then yes. But I've been a waiter a long time. It's perfectly balanced. If you take a heavy beer and there's a martini here, the whole thing's going over.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah. And I had a whole thing of Bloody Marys, and they were wearing white, and they reached, and then it went, and I was never a waiter again.
That was it?
That was it.
Yeah. You're going to have one traumatic spill as a waiter, and some of them you can't get over, so I get that.
Yeah, that was the one. coming up on DBL. Selena Gomez has this great message to body shamers, why she says the days of sucking in your stomach are over, and would you date someone that's friends with their ex? How about someone with poor grammar? We'll tell you the top deal breakers when it comes to finding love.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Many people are looking for the best ways to stay cool without breaking the bank. Verify viewer Jennifer from Texas asked us to verify if one trick that's making the rounds online is true.
Hello, Verify. This is Jennifer from Texas. And what I'd like to know is if covering your air conditioner unit with an umbrella really does help save with power costs and really does make your air conditioner run more efficiently.
So Jennifer, let's verify. Our sources are Wes Davis, Technical Services Director for the Air Conditioning Contractors of America, Florida Solar Energy Center, and Energy Vanguard, a firm that focuses on training and consulting for building performance. Putting a shade over an outdoor AC unit like this one doesn't improve energy efficiency in any noticeable way, according to air conditioning expert Wes Davis.
It's not statistically impactful.
A 1996 study conducted by the Florida Solar Energy Center studied the impact of shading centralized AC units. According to the study, localized shading over a unit could, in theory, reduce electricity consumption, but the results weren't conclusive. In fact, it could make your AC unit perform worse. That's because the method of shading, like a tarp or an umbrella, could restrict airflow to the unit. Let me show you why that's an issue. The AC in a central air system works by first pulling the air from inside of your house and separating the heat from it. It then sends the heat out to the condenser, which is the box with a fan that sits outside of your house. The condenser's fan pulls the outside air into the unit, and then that air absorbs the heat before it's dumped back outside of the unit. In order to work properly, the outdoor portion of an AC unit requires air to flow over the coil and fan, according to Energy Vanguard. The company says objects placed directly overhead of the unit blocking the fan, like an umbrella or a tarp or even plant debris, could restrict the airflow and trap heat over the unit. If less air flows over the coil, less heat is removed, Energy Vanguard says. That means the whole cycle warms up a bit and your AC works harder to keep your home cool. So we can verify, no. Putting a shade over central AC's outside unit does not reliably reduce power cost or help it run more efficiently. And it could potentially make it run worse. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Why can it seem harder to get sleep in the summer? Let's connect the dots. During the hot summer months, more people tend to report they have trouble going to sleep. And according to the New York Times, there is some evidence that seasonal changes can impact your sleep patterns. Some of that can be blamed on daylight saving time. It's because we're exposed to extra sunlight later in the day after the clock change. More light in the evenings can suppress our body's production of melatonin, the hormone that tells us when to get some sleep. And the hotter weather doesn't help. Your body temperature should fall by a few degrees before bed to help you get deep sleep. But the hotter your home, the harder it is to get cool. The best way to get back on track is to set a sleep schedule and stick to it. And give your body time to unwind and get into a sleep mood. Lower the lights, relax, and turn off those devices at least an hour before bed. And that is connecting the dots.
Planning any trips this year? If you're flying, Verify can help you save. From getting the best deals to reimbursement for lost bags, we answer your questions. Check out our travel stories at verifythis.com.
Welcome back. We love your comments. Cheryl said when cashiering, someone put a frozen bag of broccoli in the display shelves at a checkout, except they hid it, and then the smell came, and you could imagine it coming after a while.
That seemed intentional.
Yeah.
That's super gross.
No home training.
Yeah. Get some manners.
Tell
You're leaving us. You can watch the second show, half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL app. But if you get the second half of the show, you're a lot cooler where you are. That's what's coming ahead. Martha Stewart celebrates her birthday in style. We've got an inside look at her impressive party, plus our favorite Martha Stewart moments over the years. And Ellen Pompeo slams her own show for its approach on being woke, why she claims the show shouldn't be so preachy. Let's discuss it after this.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi just took a trip to Taiwan, a self-governed island of more than 23 million people that's claimed by China. She's the highest-ranking American official to visit Taiwan since then-Speaker Newt Gingrich went 25 years ago. The Chinese government called the visit a major provocation and announced it would conduct a number of military exercises as a show of force. Videos have been circulating online that claim to show those exercises, or American military exercises, in response. But do they really show a response to Pelosi's visit? We used these sources to verify. One easy way to determine if a video is what it purports to be is to see if that same video has been posted before. For instance, this video, posted on August 2nd, claims to show China, quote, warming up the missile shots tonight. But by doing a reverse image search, we found the same video posted in 2020. And several foreign news outlets then identified it as a Taiwanese military exercise. Next, this video with more than 100,000 views is captioned, World War III is on the verge. U.S. Navy warplanes fly near Taiwan. The verified team did a reverse image search on this one too, and found the same video was posted as early as 2021. Those earlier posts say the video was filmed in the Philippines. The U.S. military hasn't confirmed where those exercises were held, but it's clear from comparing the videos and looking at the timestamp, they were not filmed during Pelosi's visit. So, we can verify, no, these viral videos do not show Chinese or American military exercises around Speaker Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Buy the bottle. Yeah.
Welcome to Stop. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. I'm Tori in for Sam today, and it is definitely a Friday. All right, Martha Stewart celebrated her 81st birthday a couple days ago. We're getting a look inside the party. These pictures were posted on Daily Mail. Guests were treated to a gorgeous table setting, and there's Martha blowing out her candles. And after 81 years, Martha has definitely earned the right to say whatever she wants, and boy, has she. So we wanted to share some of her best sassy moments that remind us why everyone loves her, starting with this gem when she talked about dating her friends' husbands. Take a look.
That's where I meet men. They're all married to friends of mine or something like that. I always think, oh gosh, couldn't that person just die?
The wife.
Yeah, not painfully, just die.
Just and then slowly pass away.
Yeah, but it hasn't worked out.
She wanted them to die.
I love it. I think about love it. The most popular Golden Girl was Sophia. Why? She had no filter. She was older. She was at that age where everybody's like, no matter what she says, it's hilarious and honest. That's why she resonated so much.
Ow, that was a TV show. This is real life. She's talking about her friend's parents dating them and people dying.
Her friend's husband.
Yeah, her friend's husband. Yeah, but she also said she would date one of her friend's fathers. Didn't she say something like that in the same interview?
Oh.
I don't know. It went so left that Chelsea Handler was offended, or it felt like. And Chelsea Handler, it takes a lot for her to feel like put off.
Offended. That's
Listen,
amazing.
75 and up, whatever you want, offensive as you want.
It can be.
It's all good.
The filter's off.
Yes.
The filter's
yes.
off.
You made it that far. Have fun with the
Go
rest.
for it. All right,
Yeah.
what do you think about this one? I like this one. Her feud with Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm with you, Martha. Take a look what Martha said about, remember that scented candle from Gwyneth's Goop catalog that smelled like?
Yes.
She does that kind of irritating, she's trying to zhuzh up the public to listen to her.
Okay.
And that's great. I mean, let her do her thing.
Okay.
And I wouldn't buy that candle.
Hey, jealousy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I have a theory on that.
She didn't ask her to buy her candle, though. She did not ask her to buy her candle.
Agree, but who started the lifestyle idea? Martha bleeping Stewart. And who tried to take over that and use stupid products? Gwyneth Paltrow.
So you agree with me? That's jealousy.
Yeah. Martha Stewart is saying, I'm the OG. She's selling ridiculous products. I think she's calling her out.
Can I disagree with all three of you guys? Honestly, the rapper Common had a great line in his album Water for Chocolate.
I love figuring out where you're going. So I want to break this down.
Yeah.
Common said, this is back when he was Common Sense. Common said, if I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating. If she doesn't like the candle, she doesn't like it. She's allowed to say that.
I guarantee she hasn't smelled it.
I agree with
Okay,
Lindsay.
I guarantee she has not smelled it. I think what Tori said, she's like, oh, this is the younger version of me. issue with that immediately. It's just like, why? Be like Snoop Dogg, the way he embraces Wiz Khalifa, since we're talking about rappers. Right. The younger version is like, come on, come ahead. I'm Uncle Snoop. That's the way to behave when you're the older person in the situation.
True, but she's not a very gentle auntie, is she? She's not at all. She's a little scary. Well, all right, finally, how about that time when Martha told Bethany Frankel that she was unlikable to her face?
Felt like you didn't like me, to be honest with you.
Well, you weren't so likable then.
That's what I want to hear.
No, you weren't. You were a pest. You were a pest. She was. She was a pest.
And a little background on that. Bethany Frankel started reality TV by being on a show to be Martha Stewart's assistant. So they have a whole past from that.
We're missing that honesty in today's day and age. Really, we are. Like, you know, when interviewers are like, I just watched your movie, loved it. I want them to be like, I just watched your movie. I got to be honest. What was with that third act? It stunk. Right. And your acting, I mean, what was that outfit all about? That would be an interview I would watch. This constant gratification, oh, you're so high and mighty because you're an actor. No. No. I'm start giving the people straight. I'm sick of it.
Look at the most famous, I think the guy that started all, Simon Cowell, was the first person that sounded like you have a great voice. I love your background story, Lindsay. He's just like, this is not the business for you. I mean, it's a startling thing to say to somebody, but it's honest. And how many people...
But also, I love when people give it to me straight. Like, just tell me what's going on, say what it is, because also, for some people who know, like, this is just for me, you said I'm not a good singer, but I am in my soul, they're going to use that as fuel and still be a good singer. You know, how many times did Michael Jordan get shut down? He talks about it all the time.
Well, people bring that up, the one guy. Everybody else should have been cut. They did not grow to be 6'6".
Well, I like to think of myself as more Michael Jordan than the other guys.
Yes, okay. No one wants to ever mention the other billion people that should have stopped playing basketball and started studying architecture. So, yeah.
It's true. My favorite audio is from Simon Cowell, and he goes, what do you think I'm going to say? And the guy goes, no, and he goes, you're right. Like, please. I loved it. This was really exciting for me because I am apple-shaped, so I'm really big tummy, and real stomachs, they might be having a comeback. Selena Gomez makes sure she wants them to. The singer posted this viral TikTok of herself in a skin-tight bathing suit, declaring that she's bringing the real stomach back and not sucking in.
Yeah, but she's on an angle.
Also, that's like a really awkward angle. Like,
yeah, and
I think you have an option on social media, right? Knowing your angles is like a real thing for everyone, right? You got to know what angle works for you. That doesn't mean that you're trying to pretend. It means this is my good side.
No, but put up
this
that
is
again.
my good. Like,
don't you think this is pretty new for art? Can you put that back up? Can we do that? That is the roles. That's pretty big to see for someone like me.
Listen.
Sorry,
that's not roles. That's not even a freaking roles. That's like,
it's not a role.
That's not. Yeah, it's like literally an indent because you're sitting down.
Well, she's not like a model skinny. Let's be honest. And I'm looking at someone more relatable, which I like.
But here's where I get into the honesty, right? If you want to be, first of all, I'm going to be honest. I think she looks fine. I like a little curve. I like that. I don't even think she's the example if you want to make an example of bringing a bigger stomach back. She looks great, I feel like, in that picture. But if you say anything about her body, if you comment on it, you're the jerk. Right. There is no straight talk anymore. You are this, that, everything labeled under the sun. And instead you're like, man, I just made a comment. You're the one who put it out there. Am I not allowed to comment on it?
But
that's what I'm saying.
Can you understand why that is? Because I agree with you, it gets too much. But after decades and decades of a social context in which women were told and no one said anything, we finally have the ability to say, stop. Now, it might be going too far now, but at least we have the vocabulary to be like, don't talk about my body that way, when we didn't before. Does that make sense?
But you know what? You also have the option to turn comments off on posts or only let people who you follow comment. Like, these are all things you don't have to get shamed by idiots. There are people who don't like, you could say hi and they're like, why is Tori's voice this way? Like, that's just how people behave.
What's wrong with my voice?
No, I'm just saying, like, that's Twitter, that's social media. Like, just turn off the comments. That's an easy way if you're a celebrity who doesn't want to hear it.
No, she's infamously not on social media at all.
But she's doing that for attention, and she shouldn't even be the person doing that. I think she looks good. Is it if you were a bigger body, wouldn't you be like, I'm a little offended that Selena Gomez is speaking up for me. I'll tell you how I feel, right?
Jeff, I've said this. I've said this a number of times. There's a lot of men, including myself, that like curvier women, that very curvy,
thicker.
And so this is like this weird thing where everybody's like, well, we want to be positive. I'm like, you got a lot of fans out here. So it's just like, don't always look at the bad comments.
He always helped me out when I was feeling really low. He was like, there's a lot of people that a lot of people that enjoy not just what you see over and over and over again. So that made me feel better.
And there's a lot of variety of body types. So even if Selena's not like Vogue model skinny, there's her between her and then the other end of the spectrum. You could be anywhere in between that. I think her showing has some value because she's somebody who's looked at always in a light of like perfection and editing.
She used to be skinny.
Yeah, in music videos when it's perfect lighting. So this is like an example of somebody just showing themselves.
Good. That's the whole point.
She does.
Yeah.
She does. All right, I have to get to this because I'm so annoyed with this show. Sorry. Grey's Anatomy. Are we becoming too woke? The show has gone on and on and on. Well, the show's leading star has thoughts. On a recent episode of her podcast, Ellen Pompeo says the long-running medical drama's approach to tackling social issues needs to change. Take a look.
I think if I had any desire, honestly, it would be to be less sort of preachy in one episode about certain things. I think I'd like to see things happen a little more subtly and over time, consistently, and less sort of hit you over the head with it for just 1 hour. I wish we could sort of touch on these social issues that are important and relevant and sort of have them be threads throughout.
Is she dissing her own show? Yes. Isn't this a Shonda Rhimes? I mean, this is a Shonda Rhimes show.
I'm sure the writers aren't digging that.
I mean, right? But what are we doing here? I would never say that.
This is a weird stance to take as somebody that's written for television. Like, when you have an hour show like this, it's very hard to have a ton of nuance. If you're doing a socially touchy topic like somebody that's trans was injured or something like that, you kind of have to have the guy that's against and the person that's pro.
And the family.
And almost like have a T-shirt with them saying that, because you only have 40 minutes to get that out. Now, if you got 7 episodes, you can have a little bit more nuance. So I'm like kind of looking at the writers like it's hard to do that, Lance.
Well, there's shows now that just have people exist, like a trans character, and they don't have to make a social statement. It's just the pure existence of seeing that image on television creates a space where this is equal and welcome. So she's saying more subtle. That's an example of subtle shows doing that. Like, I think Grownish has a character.
Abbott Elementary has a character.
Right, so there's it's just like is what it is. And that's what we're looking for when things stop being a first and just become normal.
What do you think, Jeff?
I thought we were going to go to next story.
All right. Yeah. I think we are now. Would you look with your brother or sister for love?
No.
Well, a new Netflix show is banking on your answer being yes. Take a look at the trailer.
Did I not mention the catch? You'll be joined by your brother or sister who's also looking for love.
How do you feel about me and him maybe sharing a bed?
It's gonna be weird. This is probably the first time I've kissed a girl in front of my sister.
What's on the menu? What we're having? Is it
Me? I don't know.
Dude, dated and related's twist on the genre has siblings looking for love together. Netflix says it will be the most awkward dating show in history. So will you be watching? I go to our resident reality show king. You?
King, huh?
What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think this will do well?
I think if you get a catchy title, you could sell anything. It's not even about the content. If it's a catchy title or something rhymes, everyone's like, oh, I'm in. I don't even know what it's about, but it's super catchy. Yeah. So you're selling the title now. So they sold the title. It's kind of weird to me, to be perfectly honest with you, but there are those siblings, there are those relationships. I'm friends with these twins growing up. They have a different relationship than anyone I know, right? They're twins. They kind of share the same thing, and it's like, I could see them
going on the show,
right? I could see them because it's a different dynamic with twins.
We have twins in our booth. Can they tell us in our ear? Did they meet their spouses together?
Yeah, Brian and Brad. Can you say it over the loudspeaker?
Different times. They
so
said.
Rare. Different times. They said.
Hey, could you tell us about your sexual past?
Sorry, Brian. Sorry, Brad.
Lindsay, I want to ask you a question because it's I just had to stop as we were running it. Yes, it's going to be awkward up front. Okay, we get that out of the way. But does this make you closer as siblings? Because now you don't have all these like social things where like, well, you know that your brother or sister is having sex with their partner, but now it's out there. Are you guys closer?
Like, I want to do tons of stuff with my sister. Travel, hang out, have dinner. I don't want to go on even a double date with her because for our relationship, she's such like a second mom as far as like overseeing everything that she's going to point out flaws in the conversation that the man is having with me, what he's doing, how he's eating, chewing with his mouth open. Like, it would be a whole thing. Like, she wouldn't even focus on her date.
I would watch
the
show of your sister watching your date. I would love that.
That would make me so uncomfortable.
Can I be honest? I would like it if the sister or brother could watch from behind a screen the date. And
you mean like we are, like the people at home?
No, like can comment on it as the date's
like
going
Impractical Jokers.
Right, but not being right
next to
This
was an MTV show like 21 years ago.
That wouldn't be good, Tori. You wouldn't want to just sit there and watch a date through.
What was that? Were your parental control or something?
Oh, yeah.
Remember your parents would watch your,
and you know how
they would
annoying
pick
that
your
was.
person?
But it did well.
They were like scolding their kids.
Yeah.
Like that was very annoying.
I gotta show these. It's like a group of friends. They live in New York City, and there's like 5 of them, and they all like go to the coffee shop all the time, and then they go.
Okay, we get it. You're making fun and saying it's friends. We get it.
Oh,
we get it.
it was.
We smell the sarcasm from the television. Coming up on DBL, we are not done talking about dating, from bad tipping to not liking dogs. Oh my gosh. We're rounding out the top dating deal breakers next. The dogs? How do you not like a dog? Closed captioning provided by DBL is all new every day.
Discuss after each, basically saying, I think this is a deal breaker or I don't.
Okay.
And then at the end, you're going to discuss them. Tell us which one you think is the worst and if there's any you'd want to
Okay,
add.
so after we've done them all, then we'll discuss them.
Yeah, and you guys, I'm going to go kind of like yes or no and go around the horn for each one.
Okay, but don't explain why it's a deal breaker.
Correct.
So you just say, yes, I think it's a deal breaker, or no, I don't. And then at the end, you'll discuss which one you think is the worst and if there's any that you'd want to add.
Okay.
And there's 5.
Okay,
Okay?
cool. I like it.
All right, have fun.
Thank you. I always feel like when she says have fun, Gabriella, she doesn't mean it.
No,
I like it. Why would I see it on her face?
She goes, have fun. I
I
guess.
believe you.
Fun.
I believe
That's
you.
even worse.
Why?
Come here.
All right,
kidding.
actually have fun, okay? I don't.
Yeah, I'd rather you be like, do it. I just
Get it done.
And Brianna always goes
Get
like
it
this.
done.
You guys, Brianna, who I love, goes always like this. You guys get it? Have a lot of fun.
Yeah, well,
You're like, dang it.
I just never want to let Brianna down.
Ever.
She is she
Cool.
has her bases covered in a way. I'm like, I cannot believe.
Yeah, we have some really.
She's so chill that she's not reacting at all to you guys talking about her.
Did she hear us?
Yeah.
Brianna, we love you. She hates it. So I had an idea for a show that I wanted to pitch. Should I not tell it?
Yeah.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
What is it?
You'll never know.
Give me the first half.
It's
of
called The Dog Days of Dating.
What does it mean? The last couple?
Is it something with your dog?
I know. It's like.
Or is it about dogs?
Dog related.
Is it like you go to a dog park
In
and
the
like, do you
summer?
love my dog? Now we're compatible. Is that it?
What?
If the dogs get along, like
Yeah.
What?
You mean the beginning of every rom-com? Oh, our dogs get along. You want to have dinner? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cute meet and it will work. Welcome back. Let's talk about dating, because we've all been there, and usually the worst things are always the most memorable. So we're going to have a little fun with this, all right? I'm going to read a few red flags, and you're going to tell me if these are deal breakers for you or not, okay? Could use some music. Come on up, let's get started. This seems to be a peeve across the board. Grammar, like using the wrong your or their.
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker for Al, Jeff?
Not me. I'd be the one doing that. Yeah.
And Linz?
It'd just be very annoying, but I might try and stick it through.
But it's pretty hard. That's,
Nobody would date me.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker for me.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. How about when someone stands up in the aisle of an airplane as soon as it?
You're gonna make
Deal breaker before you finish reading.
Whoa. I'm not talking about someone in the front row.
I'm gonna trip you, and it's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
You don't understand the anger that I feel when I'm in row 17 and the person on row 18 thinks they're getting out of that airplane before me. Where do you? What planet are you on?
Excuse me. Can I just ask? Can I just stretch?
No, it's not a stretch. Because here's what it turns into. It turns into a stretch, and then all of a sudden it's like,
They're
and then
reaching
you're,
at their
then you're
bag.
all of a sudden getting it back, and now you're on the other side.
It's a very
and it's like, wait a second.
passive-aggressive thing.
It's almost like they should change the laws, and you should be able to fight.
Especially if you're with your kids. It's just, come on now.
Not right. Okay. I thought it was
A
stretching.
duel, perhaps.
Oh God. Okay. This is a good one. Someone who is still good with friends with their ex. Deal breaker?
No.
No, me neither. Jeff?
No.
No, I agree with you. Linz?
Yeah, I'm your friend, and that's it.
Oh.
Okay, your ex is not your friend. Y'all might as well say hi on social media and call it a day.
I love it. Hey.
Dang.
Hey.
Wow.
Deal breaker.
What if they're really good friends?
No,
So they're
like, all
having
right,
sex.
you guys can talk. If it's an emergency, sure, chat. You shouldn't block them, but No need to keep the conversation going.
Wow, good boundary.
I kind of see it.
Okay, this one is a hard no for me, and I mean it. It turns me off. Bad tipping. You have made you look so unattractive to me. You are unattractive.
That would be a deal breaker.
That's
for
a
me.
deal breaker.
As much as I
I'd butt you
complain
in a
about
waiter.
tipping, I'm an excellent tipper. I tip way above
You
what I'm
do.
supposed to.
Right.
But I have a lot of thoughts about it.
Yeah, that's
Deal breaker?
Absolutely. Absolute deal breaker. Now, can we go back
Yeah,
through
deal
them?
breaker.
Huh? What?
Can we go back through them now? Because there was one, because we were doing.
I'm not
oh,
done.
you have one. Okay.
There's more. Someone who refuses to celebrate anniversaries because they think they're stupid.
Deal breaker.
Oh.
We're celebrating everything. We're celebrating Kinsley's day before her birthday, after the birthday, the month of August because it's her birthday, fall month of December because it's Christmas and my birthday.
Wow.
So you just have a whole block.
Yeah, we blocked out about 4 months of the year celebration.
Mardi Gras.
Jeffrey, how do you respond?
I think they're stupid. Yeah. Well, I heard a gasp out there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I think they're stupid, and I'm going to
why?
write you a love letter with a bad grammar.
Yeah, this sounds bad. Maybe this is, I'm Team Jeff on this one.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah.
It's not about you. It's for the ladies or the people in your life. They want to celebrate. Celebrate. Is it going to kill you to celebrate?
Every day. I do celebrate. I just do it angrily.
Oh, wow. That's always good for the heart. All right, this one.
Jeff leaves a sticker on.
Here's your flowers.
Take them.
Wasted $50 on. Let her die tomorrow.
Someone who doesn't like dogs. I can't even get the word out. If you don't like dogs, you're a psychopath.
No, that's
Yes.
fine.
I think if you're mean to dogs, then yeah, you're a psychopath. If you don't want an animal, okay.
Yeah.
The one
Don't want
thing
an
that
animal in your
connects
house.
are the parties. The one thing in this life are dogs.
I would argue
And
that.
music and a bunch of other things.
And some music.
Listen, everybody loves a dog, right? The relationship between pet and owner has gotten very gray, okay? People are weird with their dogs, and I don't even want to get into it.
Yeah.
But there is a strange relationship, like they're kids, they're in their baby carriages now. It's a pet. I
Jeff,
love a dog,
they're out
but it's
at
gotten
restaurants,
weird.
Sir.
Yes.
We were at the Mondrian in Miami, and there was a 90-pound poodle eating in a chair at a $500 dinner, and I will never forget that.
disgusting.
I was with our boss and Erica Cobb. I will
What if they
we're out at bars and people have their dogs that are, hey, there's no restroom for the dogs, so the dogs are just going wherever, heat on the patio. That's nice to smell. Keep your dog at home. It's too much.
Okay, I don't think this is an enormous problem in bars.
It's becoming
It is.
one.
Everyone has a service dog now. It's a problem.
It's becoming
People
one.
are getting
The
ridiculous.
airplanes, it's been overrun.
What if you don't have children and you want to love on something?
You do that in your house.
But you don't let it eat at the table. You don't put it in a baby carriage. You don't bring it on the airplanes with you.
And I'm sure you have plenty of humans to also love, Tori. Doesn't matter about children.
I'm all for a dog.
I love dogs. I'll bring them everywhere.
Yeah, well, you're that person everyone's whispering about when you go to the bathroom.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Suffer from pain. Yeah, guys, the average mortgage rate as of June 28th sat around 6.5%, while the highest savings account rate sat around 1.65%. So why are these two rates so different? Let's verify. Our sources are data from the Federal Reserve and Michael Obanoff with Wild Wealth Management. So far in 2022, the Fed has raised rates to try and curb inflation. As a result, we've seen interest rates double or even triple in some cases, while savings rates have remained stagnant or trickled upwards. But even though they're both called interest rates, they are calculated differently and represent different risks.
The mortgage rate, generally speaking, is tied to 10-year Treasury, and the savings yields, banks can get away with just going off of what the Fed does once a month.
See, mortgage rates have mirrored the 10-year Treasury bonds for decades. These rates are based off time and risk. They are basically projections on where the market may be more than a decade from now. And because of that uncertainty, the rates are higher. On the other hand, banks usually base savings interest rates off of the short-term Fed rate. It doesn't have that same long-term risk baked into the numbers, and importantly, banks don't have to raise savings rates just because of the Fed.
I know people want to make money in their savings account. It's no different than that bank that you're trying to get that yield from. They want to make money on your money as well.
Now the good news here is that Obanoff does project savings rates will start to go up in the coming months, but likely not as fast as mortgage rates. So we can verify that mortgage and interest rates are based off different things and are not directly connected. Have something you want us to verify? Call, email, or text us. I'm Michael Doudna.
So spending hours on your smartphone isn't good for your mental health, but did you know it could also be harming you physically? It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. If you experience pain in your pinky finger, your thumb, your neck, your elbow, it could be your smartphone's fault. Holding it for hours will stress your joints, your muscles. Fortunately, taking a break from your phone to straighten up and stretch like the aisle of an airplane, your arms will help alleviate the pain. But if you're already feeling tingling or numbness, you might want to go see a doctor. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 1-800-686-5325 or visit omegaxl.com for more information. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Many people are looking for the best ways to stay cool without breaking the bank. Verify viewer Jennifer from Texas asked us to verify if one trick that's making the rounds online is true.
Hello, Verify. This is Jennifer from Texas. And what I'd like to know is if covering your air conditioner unit with an umbrella really does help save with power costs and really does make your air conditioner run more efficiently.
So Jennifer, let's verify. Our sources are Wes Davis, Technical Services Director for the Air Conditioning Contractors of America, Florida Solar Energy Center, and Energy Vanguard, a firm that focuses on training and consulting for building performance. Putting a shade over an outdoor AC unit like this one doesn't improve energy efficiency in any noticeable way, according to air conditioning expert Wes Davis.
It's not statistically impactful.
A 1996 study conducted by the Florida Solar Energy Center studied the impact of shading centralized AC units. According to the study, localized shading over a unit could, in theory, reduce electricity consumption, but the results weren't conclusive. In fact, it could make your AC unit perform worse. That's because the method of shading, like a tarp or an umbrella, could restrict airflow to the unit. Let me show you why that's an issue. The AC in a central air system works by first pulling the air from inside of your house and separating the heat from it. It then sends the heat out to the condenser, which is the box with a fan that sits outside of your house. The condenser's fan pulls the outside air into the unit, and then that air absorbs the heat before it's dumped back outside of the unit. In order to work properly, the outdoor portion of an AC unit requires air to flow over the coil and fan, according to Energy Vanguard. The company says objects placed directly overhead of the unit blocking the fan, like an umbrella or a tarp or even plant debris, could restrict the airflow and trap heat over the unit. If less air flows over the coil, less heat is removed, Energy Vanguard says. That means the whole cycle warms up a bit and your AC works harder to keep your home cool. So we can verify, no. Putting a shade over central AC's outside unit does not reliably reduce power cost or help it run more efficiently. And it could potentially make it run worse. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Why can it seem harder to get sleep in the summer? Let's connect the dots. During the hot summer months, more people tend to report they have trouble going to sleep. And according to the New York Times, there is some evidence that seasonal changes can impact your sleep patterns. Some of that can be blamed on daylight saving time. It's because we're exposed to extra sunlight later in the day after the clock change. More light in the evenings can suppress our body's production of melatonin, the hormone that tells us when to get some sleep. And the hotter weather doesn't help. Your body temperature should fall by a few degrees before bed to help you get deep sleep. But the hotter your home, the harder it is to get cool. The best way to get back on track is to set a sleep schedule and stick to it. And give your body time to unwind and get into a sleep mood. Lower the lights, relax, and turn off those devices at least an hour before bed. And that is connecting the dots.
Planning any trips this year? If you're flying, Verify can help you save. From getting the best deals to reimbursement for lost bags, we answer your questions. Check out our travel stories at verifythis.com.
We are out of time, but I want to give a shout out to Jen and her brand new baby Noah. They're watching from Lakewood, Colorado. Mazel tov on your new baby, Jen. DBL is new every day. We will see you Monday, same time, same place. Have a really safe weekend, a good weekend, and a self-compassionate weekend.
And celebrate, unlike
And the
Jeff.
baby's a baby, right? It's not a dog?
It's a
baby?
It's a
human?
baby.
Okay,
Baby.
congratulations.
Shout out to that baby.
You're not going to congratulate somebody for getting a dog?
New puppy.
where hope finds help, where courage meets conviction, where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
Am I going crazy? I just love your passion right now.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled up. So Who raised you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
DBL is all new every day.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Dick Cheney calls out Donald Trump in a new ad for his daughter Liz.
He's a coward.
Can the controversial former VP save his daughter's campaign? Doing a double take with this Bradley Cooper doppelganger who's wanted by police, and a baby who looks like Woody Harrelson? Inside Martha Stewart's glamorous 81st birthday dinner, plus the times when Martha was a straight savage while roasting other celebrities. Is she the queen of shade? And dating deal breakers. From being a bad tipper to staying friends with an ex, we're talking about all the red flags that make people run.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll. Oh, Lord. We're starting
Show
off this
has
Friday
begun.
well. Welcome to DBL, everyone. I am Tori. I'm in for Sam today. We have a beautiful panel. It is a panel.
What were you gonna say?
Start.
Sorry. Okay, we got Lindsay, Jeff, Al, and Tori, and I'll be made fun of all day. Aren't you excited?
Yes, all
Excellent.
day.
All right, let's take a look at this. I'm sure you saw former VP Dick Cheney is out with a new ad to help his daughter Liz Cheney's campaign. And let me tell you what, he doesn't hold back. He's going after the one, Donald Trump. Take a look.
In our nation's 246-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him. He is a coward. A real man wouldn't lie to his supporters. He lost his election, and he lost big.
And he said Republicans know it. So what do you think of what Dick had to say? Does anyone here find this ironic? Because Dick Cheney did possibly, some might say, lead us into a war that we didn't need in Iraq, or
a little of the kettle calling the pot black.
What do you think here, Jeff?
Type of deal.
What do you feel? Ironic?
You know what's weird? I haven't even thought about Dick Cheney for so long. I didn't know he was around, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, but what if anyone have seen the movie Vice? Right, it shows a interesting depiction of Dick Cheney. So him calling out this, I got to be perfectly honest, I think it's to get eyeballs somewhere else, right? I don't know if he necessarily means what he says, but I think maybe because his son or daughter
his
daughter's running,
losing in a.
So I think that's the reason why he's coming out to say that. That's my personal
I think
opinion.
he means what he says because he's been saying this on CNN and interviews with ABC that
He hates Trump.
what President Trump has done does not represent the Republican Party at all. You know, he's been having this conversation like all this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in different outlets.
I should stop watching reruns of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No, that's way better. Okay. But also, I just think, he's just speaking for his daughter, so just bring it down to a dad-daughter relationship. Like, if anybody's going to call their dad to help them out and they're still here to do so and they have some type of relevance in a party that may sway some votes, I would call my dad too. That's her father.
Well, let me ask you this. This is for you, Al. This is some what people are saying about the irony. There is some irony here. Dick Cheney was known as like the meanest man ever. Now he's talking about Donald Trump. So people are saying Dick Cheney is a war criminal who should spend the rest of his life in a military prison for the Iraq War. Someone else said Darth Vader comes out from under a rock and weighs in on Trump. Now someone else says, I've been critical of the Cheneys in the past, particularly the vice president, but I stand unequivocally with them on this issue. Can you have dual thought here?
Duality.
Duality of thought? I can't.
You can, but I don't know how effective it is. I think that the people that are going to support Dick Cheney are already doing it because they're voting for his daughter. And the fact that she's 22 points down in the polls lets us know how much support he has. What this is really doing for us is just showing us where the Republican Party is today. And right now, it's not with the Truth and Justice and Liz Cheney leading the January 6th investigation, fighting for truth and justice. They don't care that. They're like, she chose the other side. We're done with her, and it's on to the next one. And 22 points down in the polls, you cannot talk around that. There's no margin of error for 22. That's like losing 100-0 at halftime.
All right, well, let me talk about that because in case you didn't know, as you said, Liz Cheney, she's running for re-election in Wyoming. That is the least populous state, by the way. The fewest amount of people are in Wyoming. According to the polls, she is way behind her opponent, Harriet Hageman, by more than 20 points, as Al was saying, even though she's raised about $1 million more. So why do we think she's behind so far at this point? There's clearly three parties, right? The Democrats, the Republicans, and let's say the Trumpers who believe the election is rigged. She falls into the Trump almost destroyed our democracy. Is she ever going to get elected again? Did she lose it with that? What do you think, Linz?
Well, we know she's going to continue those hearings because you don't get out of office. They're coming back in September. So even if she gets elected or not, we're going to see what happens in September. But I do think that people need to be politically nimble and not so staunchly fixed on being a Democrat or being a Republican, and just think about this woman stood up for values, right? Try to protect our country. She put country before party, and so if you can't differentiate that in that moment and at least ask the person you're electing to have morals, then you're in a bad spot as a voter. You need to start there and think about who you want to represent you for bigger reasons other than maybe your taxes.
Who was who in that photo? Like, could we pull that photo back up?
Liz was on the left.
The woman on the right looks like she's in the Great Celebrity Bake Off.
She did. She looks like the mean judge.
Doesn't she?
Like, is there any sugar in this?
Yeah.
That's right. So that on the
here's
left,
what you did wrong with this pie.
So that on the left is Liz, and on the right, that's Harriet Hageman. And again, just so you know, the one on the right is an election denier. She says she would not have verified Joe Biden's 2020 election, and she is now the front runner for the Republican primary. Again, they have to face a Democrat, but this is the primary.
I know. For me, it's kind of, I don't know. We get in this Democrat and Republican thing, and I think those are very fringe people that identify as like, I'm staunch Republican, without having duality of views, right? To be like, I agree with some of the Republicans, I agree with some of the Democrats, and their views, and they differ. I want to believe that the majority of America's independents. Maybe not. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But you're not allowed to say what party you are. And I should specifically say you're not allowed to say you're with the Republican Party in certain situations, right? I don't think so. I don't think so. But the point I'm trying to make is when 2024 comes, I think you're going to see a big shift. I think it's going to go Republican. I think a lot of people are tired of the woke culture and all that, and that's kind of towards the liberal type of things, right? And I think a lot of people are just being quiet because what you say on TV, what you say in certain situations, and then you go back to your house and with your friends, and you're like, oh man, I kind of like what that did.
But
and you're whispering behind your back.
Is the midterm. So we're going to see if what you're predicting is correct, because the midterms are going to tell us who's going to control a lot of what's going on in Congress, and then that will ultimately have a lot of impact on the 2024 election.
And I think we will, because I think people are scared to even share opinion about anything these days, let alone what party they're with.
I agree, but I can't share. I'm a Democrat if I'm in the South. That's a place I feel uncomfortable doing so.
Yeah, but you being, like in this Hollywood specifically, your view is applauded, right?
In some places in the world.
If you said if you were a Republican, you might not have your job.
But not in every place in this country. And I also have to say, speaking of President Trump, you're right. He's doing extremely well, which leads me to this. What kind of hold does he have over the Republican Party? Well, if Tuesday's primaries are any indication, Jeffrey is right. He is the kingmaker. All all 8 of the candidates he endorsed won this week, including Kari Lake in Arizona, former journalist. She won the Republican primary for Arizona governor. Kari is an election denier, another one who said she would not have certified Joe Biden's 2020 victory. So what do you think about Trump's candidates doing so well? Really quick. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say quickly, I don't think it might be Trump's candidates. I think it's the Republican Party. It might not have anything to do with Trump. I could be totally wrong. But I think people are pushing back against the narrative. But that's what I feel like. Because the media doesn't show. We don't talk about MPH anymore, right? Not the actor, Nancy Pelosi's husband. We don't talk about any of that. We don't talk about Joe Biden or falling off a bike, where he's at, his hairy legs, him falling up the stairs, down the stairs. We don't do that. Nobody talks about those things.
The primary, so we're
people
just talking about Republicans.
People are pushing back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
And let's just not forget, I want to work. You work with Kari Lake, but also.
I want to be clear. I do not know this woman. I didn't work with this woman.
You knew of her.
We both were journalists in Arizona, and so the confusing thing to me is that as somebody who spent years as a fixture in that community, understanding what's correct and doing her research and having a team of people that help you find the facts about what's going on, specifically in your state and city, it's kind of confusing that she's saying the election. Like, I think the basis of running and what you're saying about being a Republican, it might be true, but also you have to just admit that the election was fairly won by Joe Biden. Like, let's just start there. That's not actually up for debate. It's just facts.
But it's not an issue for debate.
People voted for Joe Biden not because he was good, because he wasn't Donald Trump.
And that's also a fact, I know.
Right.
But like the fact is, don't say that it was stolen. Like, those were the two options
I'm not
given.
debating if it was stolen.
No, but that's what some of these people that are winning their primaries
to be
are
perfectly
saying.
honest, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I appreciate that. Let me just say this. I find, and I know we air in Phoenix, I believe, or Arizona. I find Arizona is the new Texas, in which if I want to see where the red is going, the red states, Arizona is blood red. They just elected a Secretary of State that was at the Capitol and rioted in a black fedora. So they are going heavily into the election deniers. And I think
they also have Rusty Bowers representing them, who was at the January 6th with the committee testifying that he was not willing to go against his oath and change the election results in his state.
However,
so I think there's two different people. You have to talk about Arizona as a whole. We're always saying like Texas this or Arizona this. There's plenty of people, like Jeff was saying, that fall somewhere in the middle that just want to be represented well and all their values to be represented on the ballot.
Absolutely, but the McCain family was completely shut out of this Arizona ballot. I mean, they've made a decision in that state, and I think, and hit me if I'm wrong, especially if you're from
Wyoming
Phoenix.
and you know, with Cheney as well.
Exactly.
They're kind of getting rid of the old guard.
It sounds like they McCan't.
Tori, you gonna let that happen on your watch?
I thought it was quite good coming up on.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was so bad that you were giving an applause.
No, I thought it was good. Ellen Pompeo wants Grey's Anatomy to stop preaching how woke it is. Does she have a point? And a weatherman gets a surprise on air and some hilarious celebrity lookalikes. So if you need a laugh today, you gotta stick around.
Closed captioning provided by.
Am I going crazy?
So raised you.
Why am I right all the time?
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustang.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
All right, Al, sorry, man. I kind of cut you off on that and a lot of the subjects on there.
I think it's.
But I'd love to hear what you have to say.
I mean, I just think that I like to look at
Kari Lake. Yes. I can always fix
situations
that
like
if
this
you
because
want.
I think it's almost like watching like a huge glacier or
Right. So
something
do you
move
want
where
me
it's
to
moving
put
so slow you don't realize it. But what we're seeing when we start talking about, you know, somebody with Cheney's last name, that's how you run.
For sure.
You like if your dad was a former VP, you'd be like, I'm so and so Schroeder Jr. Like you want that last name.
But if you're in there voting, you don't know last name, you see Cheney, subconsciously you're like, oh, I know that. So,
right.
you know
So
what I
now
mean?
they're going.
Right.
So now, but now
I have
it's
to make a
deeper than
correction. I mean,
subconscious.
Fran is a visionary, and then
You're
people go
consciously voting
shopping,
against it.
get to know
You're
people's
voting
shapes.
against that Cheney name where
She was the-
in
yeah, no, I
2000,
know.
what,
So, but it's good that she's
2001,
elevated to that
whatever,
role. She
Bush was in there.
reporting to her.
You know, people were voting for Cheney.
Republicans. It's not like
specifically like a
Republicans.
stylist.
Tori, what's your question?
Really quick. That's like a
Right, it's the primaries.
Oh, for the Trump back. Oh,
So
okay.
there was
That's what
one
you're saying.
election that happened in one of the states where it was a Pence-backed candidate versus a Trump-backed candidate, and they talked a lot about that. And the Trump guy beat the Pence guy.
Right. I mean,
so
Real quick, I have a
Pence is
correction.
holding it down. I mean, Trump is, not Pence.
I said that Harriet Hageman said she wouldn't verify the election. That was Kari Lake, but Harriet Hageman also says the election was rigged. So the
I
worst.
thought that was stupid when you said that.
Want to make that
No one even knows what that means.
Got to be accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but it is interesting
They
because
both
now
don't think
we
Joe
are
Biden won, okay?
Oh, they don't? Oh, really?
Yeah, both of those people.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
they're both Republicans?
Yeah, primaries are all Republicans, and then they fight the Democrats.
Yeah, the primaries is the same parties battle to see who
I was
then.
like on the wrong panel. During that process. I was like, where am
But
I?
what if you're dealing with people, Tori, that like are already saying ahead of time they're not going to verify the election results?
That's why they're winning.
Welcome back. We've got some fun viral moments to share with you. Up first, this made my whole week. This is a weatherman. He's in Chicago. He lost it on air after he discovered that the screen behind him was a touch screen. Take a look.
Right now, kind of hung up just a little bit. Oh, I moved the map. I didn't know I could do that. No way.
I gotta try it. Hold on. Can you believe that? Just touch it. You can go anywhere you want.
That's so cool.
Can I zoom? Oh man, it's a great day.
That's my favorite part. It's a great day.
I'm totally the guy that comes from the side, like, let me try in the middle of the live show.
He was just as happy.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of cool.
It was a wholesome moment in that studio. Everybody liked it.
And I heard our boss Bert say, "How did they not know that?" I think what happens is they switch like equipment and upgrade and don't really tell the weather, so they just think it's probably the same
know that, though, no?
Well,
It'd be
because
nice.
usually
It'd be
a
nice.
weatherman, a woman is like pointing in some weird direction to some fake screen
It's
that
just
they're
green,
projecting.
yeah.
And so this is like, hopefully they didn't go from that to this in a day and then he realizes touchscreen. Hopefully they had like a slow integration of new technology.
Yeah, well, he clearly is doing it on air. He did not know.
It was like a cup and a string before. All right, a suspect in Georgia is going viral. Police are on the hunt for this man. Yes, he does look a lot like Bradley Cooper. He's accused of stealing a rotary laser from a Home Depot. One person online commented, "You know it's hard times when Bradley is having to steal." I mean, he does.
He kind of looks like who made that movie Stillwater? Matt Damon. Where he's
Yeah.
playing he was playing like somebody, like it was a Red State movie, but it kind of looks like that's Bradley Cooper's version of that. I could see him being like, an everyman and whatever the story is.
Yeah, I could see Bradley Cooper being offended by this. That's
what you can see?
That's what I could see. Are you crazy? Look at that man in his beer belly. No offense. Okay, everybody has a beer belly.
But yes, neck down, yeah, I completely
Neck down
agree.
is different.
Yeah.
That dude's got to go home and shave because they're like, what did he look like? Exactly like Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just like them. All right, we have another one for you. This one is so cute. This is a little baby, who went viral for looking like Woody Harrelson. And get this, the actor even agreed. He wrote a poem for the baby. Quote, "Ode to Cora. You're an adorable child. Flattered to be compared. You have a wonderful smile. I just wish I had your hair."
I love this. I think it's so cute.
It is.
You know what I mean? Babies change so much. My kids looked crazy at sometimes, and I think those are the best pictures. Like when they're scared of the Easter Bunny, I still have that on my fridge year round because he's so terrified that it's funny. But there's one that always makes me laugh when I see it like online. It's baby Chris Farley. Do you ever see this?
No.
What? Look at this baby. It looks exactly like Chris Farley, and it just makes me smile because I love Chris Farley. And if my kid looked like that, it would be framed in my house right when you walk in.
It'd be
I think it's
frame
amazing.
that, and I would also frame the tweet that the celebrity actually reached out and saw that we look alike and gave you the compliment
for
as a
sure.
kid.
I love it. I think it's super
Let's
cute.
not forget the famous David Schwimmer lookalike Rob.
Let me see
Robert
this.
That was
the
spot
Burglar.
on. I wouldn't be offended
That one was really
if-
good. Do we have that one? That one's good.
And there's also a look when somebody's stealing something and they see the camera and they just have this moment of reality, like, all right, we both see each other. Let's just keep it moving.
It feels like he's still in the store, though. It doesn't feel like he's fully stealing yet.
That's a good point.
I feel like maybe he was thinking about it in that
He
moment.
kind of looks like Zombie. Like if
Zombie Ross?
If he got bit by a zombie, yeah.
Oh, I just want to steal Rachel's heart.
I thought that was good.
Thanks.
I like your.
I think that the camera goes to me right away. After
Coming up on DBL, you might want to think twice about that cup of free water or wearing lipstick. We're talking about things we do every day that's making someone's job harder. Like Jeff at my job. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, guys, the average mortgage rate as of June 28th sat around 6.5%, while the highest savings account rate sat around 1.65%. So why are these two rates so different? Let's verify. Our sources are data from the Federal Reserve and Michael Obanoff with Wild Wealth Management. So far in 2022, the Fed has raised rates to try and curb inflation. As a result, we've seen interest rates double or even triple in some cases, while savings rates have remained stagnant or trickled upwards. But even though they're both called interest rates, they are calculated differently and represent different risks.
The mortgage rate, generally speaking, is tied to 10-year Treasury, and the savings yields, banks can get away with just going off of what the Fed does once a month.
See, mortgage rates have mirrored the 10-year Treasury bonds for decades. These rates are based off time and risk. They are basically projections on where the market may be more than a decade from now. And because of that uncertainty, the rates are higher. On the other hand, banks usually base savings interest rates off of the short-term Fed rate. It doesn't have that same long-term risk baked into the numbers, and importantly, banks don't have to raise savings rates just because of the Fed.
I know people want to make money in their savings account. It's no different than that bank that you're trying to get that yield from. They want to make money on your money as well.
Now the good news here is that Obanoff does project savings rates will start to go up in the coming months, but likely not as fast as mortgage rates. So we can verify that mortgage and interest rates are based off different things and are not directly connected. Have something you want us to verify? Call, email, or text us. I'm Michael Doudna.
Welcome back to DBL. We all know that Jeff hates when people do not put their shopping carts away. This also
says a lot about you.
It does.
Yeah.
Do you not put it away?
You don't?
I put it close by the area.
Do you at least put it on a little tree lawn thing?
Come on, this is not what the story is about.
It also annoys store employees because it makes their job harder, right? Have you ever thought about other things you may be doing that makes a person's jobs harder? Like I have tanning all over myself, and our beautiful wardrobe person, Christina, had to tape me. That made her job harder. So thank you, Christina. First up, postal workers hate when you place things in front of the curb mailbox, such as your trash can or your car. When this happens, they have to park the truck, turn it off, hop out of the truck, and walk to the mailbox. Don't they always have to do that?
No, they have the truck so you pull up and just,
right.
the opposite side.
You're right.
Luckily, my trash gets picked up in the back of the house, so.
Yeah, and also, like, who would park right in front of your mailbox? I think that's weird, but I could see people doing that, yeah.
Okay, I need to be more careful about that. Next, you infuriate grocery store workers if you place refrigerated items in a non-refrigerated shelf.
Not okay.
Not
that's
okay.
just gross and
you are
rude.
not better than those people. Put it
But
back.
also, like, you're ruining the food. Say it needs to be refrigerated. It's going to go bad.
Yeah.
Like, have some decency.
Walk your butt back.
The harder question is, though, do you do this if it's not, like, frozen? Because if you got a can of peas and you're in the aluminum foil aisle, are you walking back?
I try to put it back. Even with clothes, like, I'll put them back in the section I got them from the clothing store, and the lady's like, just please put it on the rack. And I'm like, no, I'll put it back.
Yeah, they don't want you to fold it.
I'm starting to go crazier, like, as I get older, and I believe in, like, karma and stuff. And if I'm walking by a garbage can, I throw, like, a straw wrapper, and it misses, I'm like, I got to go get that.
Thank you.
And I get it, and I put it back. So if I don't put that back, I feel like something bad's going to happen.
Thank you, because you're littering. You're not better than anyone.
Yeah,
That's
we all know the term.
Starbucks baristas are okay giving you a free cup of water, but you need to ask for it with the rest of your order, not when you're getting the order. So I go with my dogs and I get for a venti water, but you've got to order it back then so they don't have to go and get it over there.
That
You
makes
ask
sense.
for a venti water. You don't say, could I just get a cup of water?
I get a venti water.
A huge cup of water.
It's 100 degrees outside. It's 100 degrees.
Aren't you loitering at that point?
I'm not loitering.
Yes, you are. If you're just going into a place, you're not
I'm
paying
getting
money,
coffee.
you're getting
No,
water.
no. I'm also getting a coffee.
But you
and a
can't, you're
coffee.
taking one of their big cups.
Yeah, they've got a lot of them. It's Starbucks.
That's their business model. You can't take their cups. You take the small cup.
Then don't make it free. Okay. Up next, you should avoid wearing lipstick to the dentist.
Noted.
Al, because it gets on their gloves and makes them slippery.
People go to the dentist after work. Like, it's going to have to be what it is, okay? This lipstick is just going to be on. I'm not going to go take off everything and go to the
I never
dentist.
thought about that, Lindsay. Do you think that they should put like a note in the dentist's office, like before you come in this room, wipe your lipstick off? I never thought about
No,
that.
deal with the slippery glove.
Yeah, just rinse off your equipment after each use, I would assume, or wash it thoroughly.
Well, maybe don't come to my dentist's office in full boudoir.
What? All right. Lastly, if a server's handing out drinks from a tray, do not, I repeat this, I've done this as a waiter and spilled. Do not try to be helpful by taking the drinks off the
That's
tray.
a good one.
They are the ones balancing the tray. They know what's going on, and you removing a drink could make the tray fall. Thanks for really spelling that
They
one
literally
out.
go like this for you to grab it. I don't understand.
No, if they want you to, then yes. But I've been a waiter a long time. It's perfectly balanced. If you take a heavy beer and there's a martini here, the whole thing's going over.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
And I had a whole thing of Bloody Marys, and they were wearing white, and they reached, and then it went, and I was never a waiter again.
That was it?
That was it.
Yeah, you're going to have one traumatic spill as a waiter, and some of them you can't get over, so I get that.
Yeah, that was the one. Coming up on DBL. Selena Gomez has this great message to body shamers, why she says the days of sucking in your stomach are over, and would you date someone that's friends with their ex? How about someone with poor grammar? We'll tell you the top deal breakers when it comes to finding love.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Many people are looking for the best ways to stay cool without breaking the bank. Verify viewer Jennifer from Texas asked us to verify if one trick that's making the rounds online is true.
Hello, Verify. This is Jennifer from Texas. And what I'd like to know is if covering your air conditioner unit with an umbrella really does help save with power costs and really does make your air conditioner run more efficiently.
So Jennifer, let's verify. Our sources are Wes Davis, Technical Services Director for the Air Conditioning Contractors of America, Florida Solar Energy Center, and Energy Vanguard, a firm that focuses on training and consulting for building performance. Putting a shade over an outdoor AC unit like this one doesn't improve energy efficiency in any noticeable way, according to air conditioning expert Wes Davis.
It's not statistically impactful.
A 1996 study conducted by the Florida Solar Energy Center studied the impact of shading centralized AC units. According to the study, localized shading over a unit could, in theory, reduce electricity consumption, but the results weren't conclusive. In fact, it could make your AC unit perform worse. That's because the method of shading, like a tarp or an umbrella, could restrict airflow to the unit. Let me show you why that's an issue. The AC in a central air system works by first pulling the air from inside of your house and separating the heat from it. It then sends the heat out to the condenser, which is the box with a fan that sits outside of your house. The condenser's fan pulls the outside air into the unit, and then that air absorbs the heat before it's dumped back outside of the unit. In order to work properly, the outdoor portion of an AC unit requires air to flow over the coil and fan, according to Energy Vanguard. The company says objects placed directly overhead of the unit blocking the fan, like an umbrella or a tarp or even plant debris, could restrict the airflow and trap heat over the unit. If less air flows over the coil, less heat is removed, Energy Vanguard says. That means the whole cycle warms up a bit and your AC works harder to keep your home cool. So we can verify, no. Putting a shade over central AC's outside unit does not reliably reduce power cost or help it run more efficiently. And it could potentially make it run worse. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Why can it seem harder to get sleep in the summer? Let's connect the dots. During the hot summer months, more people tend to report they have trouble going to sleep. And according to the New York Times, there is some evidence that seasonal changes can impact your sleep patterns. Some of that can be blamed on daylight saving time. It's because we're exposed to extra sunlight later in the day after the clock change. More light in the evenings can suppress our body's production of melatonin, the hormone that tells us when to get some sleep. And the hotter weather doesn't help. Your body temperature should fall by a few degrees before bed to help you get deep sleep. But the hotter your home, the harder it is to get cool. The best way to get back on track is to set a sleep schedule and stick to it. And give your body time to unwind and get into a sleep mood. Lower the lights, relax, and turn off those devices at least an hour before bed. And that is connecting the dots.
Planning any trips this year? If you're flying, Verify can help you save. From getting the best deals to reimbursement for lost bags, we answer your questions. Check out our travel stories at verifythis.com.
Welcome back. We love your comments. Cheryl said when cashiering, someone put a frozen bag of broccoli in the display shelves at a checkout, except they hid it, and then the smell came, and you can imagine it coming after a while.
That seemed intentional.
Yeah.
That's super gross.
No home training.
Yeah. Get some manners.
Tell
You're leaving us. You can watch the second show, half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL app. But if you get the second half of the show, you're a lot cooler where you are. That's what's coming ahead. Martha Stewart celebrates her birthday in style. We've got an inside look at her impressive party, plus our favorite Martha Stewart moments over the years. And Ellen Pompeo slams her own show for its approach on being woke, why she claims the show shouldn't be so preachy. Let's discuss it after this.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi just took a trip to Taiwan, a self-governed island of more than 23 million people that's claimed by China. She's the highest-ranking American official to visit Taiwan since then-Speaker Newt Gingrich went 25 years ago. The Chinese government called the visit a major provocation and announced it would conduct a number of military exercises as a show of force. Videos have been circulating online that claim to show those exercises, or American military exercises, in response. But do they really show a response to Pelosi's visit? We used these sources to verify. One easy way to determine if a video is what it purports to be is to see if that same video has been posted before. For instance, this video, posted on August 2nd, claims to show China, quote, warming up the missile shots tonight. But by doing a reverse image search, we found the same video posted in 2020. And several foreign news outlets then identified it as a Taiwanese military exercise. Next, this video with more than 100,000 views is captioned, World War III is on the verge. U.S. Navy warplanes fly near Taiwan. The verified team did a reverse image search on this one too, and found the same video was posted as early as 2021. Those earlier posts say the video was filmed in the Philippines. The U.S. military hasn't confirmed where those exercises were held, but it's clear from comparing the videos and looking at the timestamp, they were not filmed during Pelosi's visit. So, we can verify, no, these viral videos do not show Chinese or American military exercises around Speaker Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
No.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll.
Buy the bottle. Yeah.
Welcome to Stop. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. I'm Tori in for Sam today, and it is definitely a Friday. All right, Martha Stewart celebrated her 81st birthday a couple days ago. We're getting a look inside the party. These pictures were posted on Daily Mail. Guests were treated to a gorgeous table setting, and there's Martha blowing out her candles. And after 81 years, Martha has definitely earned the right to say whatever she wants, and boy, has she. So we wanted to share some of her best sassy moments that remind us why everyone loves her, starting with this gem when she talked about dating her friends' husbands. Take a look.
That's where I meet men. They're all married to friends of mine or something like that. I always think, oh gosh, couldn't that person just die?
The wife.
Yeah, not painfully, just die.
Just slowly pass away.
Yeah, but it hasn't worked out.
She wanted them to die.
I love it. I think about love it. The most popular Golden Girl was Sophia. Why? She had no filter. She was older. She was at that age where everybody's like, no matter what she says, it's hilarious and honest. That's why she resonated so much.
Ow, that was a TV show. This is real life. She's talking about her friends' parents,
Sophia's
dating them, and people dying.
Her friend's husband.
Yeah, her friend's husband. Yeah, but she also said she would date one of her friend's fathers. Didn't she say something like that in the same interview? I don't know. It went so left that Chelsea Handler was offended, or it felt like. And Chelsea Handler, it takes a lot for her to feel like put off.
Offended. That's
Listen,
amazing.
75 and up, whatever you want, offensive as you want.
It can be.
It's all good.
The filter's off.
Yes.
The filter's
yes.
off.
You made it that far. Have fun with the
Go
rest.
for it. All right,
Yeah.
what do you think about this one? I like this one. Her feud with Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm with you, Martha. Take a look what Martha said about, remember that scented candle from Gwyneth's Goop catalog that smelled like?
Yes.
She does that kind of irritating, You know, she's trying to zhuzh up the public to listen to her.
Okay.
And that's great. I mean, let her do her thing.
Okay.
And I wouldn't buy that candle.
Hey, jealousy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I have a theory on that.
She didn't ask her to buy her candle, though. She did not ask her to buy her candle.
Agree, but who started the lifestyle idea? Martha bleeping Stewart. And who tried to take over that and use stupid products? Gwyneth Paltrow.
So you agree with me? That's jealousy.
Yeah, Martha Stewart is saying, I'm the OG. She's selling ridiculous products. I think she's calling her out.
Can I disagree with all three of you guys? Honestly, I remember the rapper Common had a great line in his album Water for Chocolate.
I love figuring out where you're going. So I want to break this down.
Yeah. Common said, this is back when he was Common Sense. Common said, if I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating. If she doesn't like the candle, she doesn't like it. She's allowed to say that.
I guarantee she hasn't smelled it.
I agree with
Okay,
Lindsay.
I guarantee she has not smelled it. I think what Tori said, she's like, oh, this is the younger version of me. Issue with that immediately. It's just like, why? Be like Snoop Dogg, the way he embraces Wiz Khalifa, since we're talking about rappers. Right. The younger version is like, come on, come ahead. I'm Uncle Snoop. That's the way to behave when you're the older person in the situation.
True, but she's not a very gentle auntie, is she? She's not at all. She's a little scary. Well, all right, finally, how about that time when Martha told Bethany Frankel that she was unlikable to her face?
Felt like you didn't like me, to be honest with you.
Well, you weren't so likable then.
You weren't. That's what I want to hear.
No, you weren't. You were a pest. You were a pest. She was. She was a pest.
And a little background on that, Bethany Frankel started reality TV by being on a show to be Martha Stewart's assistant. So they have a whole past from that.
We're missing that honesty in today's day and age. Really, we are. Like, you know, when interviewers are like, I just watched your movie, loved it. I want them to be like, I just watched your movie. I got to be honest. What was with that third act? It stunk. Right. And you're acting? I mean, what was that outfit all about? That would be an interview I would watch. This constant gratification. Oh, you're so high and mighty because you're an actor. No. No. I'm sick of it.
Look at the most famous, I think the guy that started all, Simon Cowell, was the first person that sounded like you have a great voice. I love your background story, Lindsay. He's just like, this is not the business for you. I mean, it's a startling thing to say to somebody, but it's honest. And how many people...
But also, I love when people give it to me straight. Like, just tell me what's going on, say what it is, because also, for some people who know, like, this is just for me, you said I'm not a good singer, but I am in my soul, they're going to use that as fuel and still be a good singer. You know, how many times did Michael Jordan get shut down? He talks about it all the time.
Well, people bring that up, the one guy. Everybody else should have been cut. They did not grow to be 6'6".
Well, I like to think of myself as more Michael Jordan than the other guys.
Yes, okay. No one wants to ever mention the other billion people that should have stopped playing basketball and started studying architecture. So, yeah.
It's true. My favorite audio is from Simon Cowell, and he goes, what do you think I'm going to say? And the guy goes, no, and he goes, you're right. And he like leaves. I loved it. This was really exciting for me because I am apple-shaped, so I'm really big tummy, and real stomachs, they might be having a comeback. Selena Gomez makes sure she wants them to. The singer posted this viral TikTok of herself in a skin-tight bathing suit, declaring that she's bringing the real stomach back and not sucking in.
Yeah, but she's on an angle.
Also, that's like a really awkward angle. Like,
yeah, and
I think you have an option on social media, right? Knowing your angles is like a real thing for everyone, right? You got to know what angle works for you. That doesn't mean that you're trying to pretend. It means this is my good side.
No, but put up
this
that
is
again.
my good. Like,
don't you think this is pretty new for art? Can you put that back up? Can we do that? That is the roles. That's pretty big to see for someone like me.
Listen.
Sorry,
that's not roles. That's not even a freaking roles. That's like,
it's not a role.
That's not. Yeah, it's like literally an indent because you're sitting down.
Well, she's not like a model skinny. Let's be honest. And I'm looking at someone more relatable, which I like.
But here's where I get into the honesty, right? If you want to be, first of all, I'm going to be honest. I think she looks fine. I like a little curve. I like that. I don't even think she's the example if you want to make an example of bringing a bigger stomach back. She looks great, I feel like, in that picture. But if you say anything about her body, if you comment on it, you're the jerk. Right. There is no straight talk anymore. You are this, that, everything labeled under the sun. And instead you're like, man, I just made a comment. You're the one who put it out there. Am I not allowed to comment on it?
But
that's what I'm saying.
Can you understand why that is? Because I agree with you, it gets too much. But after decades and decades of a social context in which women were told and no one said anything, we finally have the ability to say, stop. Now, it might be going too far now, but at least we have the vocabulary to be like, don't talk about my body that way when we didn't before. Does that make sense?
But you know what? You also have the option to turn comments off on posts or only let people
She's
who
not
you
on.
follow
That's right.
comment. Like, these are all things you don't have to get shamed by idiots. There are people who don't like, you could say hi and they're like, why is Tori's voice this way? Like, that's just how people behave.
What's wrong with my voice?
No, I'm just saying, like, that's Twitter, that's social media. Like, just turn off the comments. That's an easy way if you're a celebrity who doesn't want to hear it.
No, she's infamously not on social media at all.
But she's doing that for attention, and she shouldn't even be the person doing that. I think she looks good. Is it if you were a bigger body, wouldn't you be like, I'm a little offended that Selena Gomez is speaking up for me. I'll tell you how I feel, right?
Jeff, I've said this.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I've said this a number of times. There's a lot of men, including myself, that like curvier women, that
me
like
too.
very curvy. Yeah,
thicker.
And so it's just like this weird thing where everybody's like, well, we want to be positive. I'm like, you got a lot of fans out here. So it's just like, don't always look at the bad comments.
He always helped me out when I was feeling really low. He was like, there's a lot of people that a lot of people that enjoy not just what you see over and over and over again. So that made me feel better.
And there's a lot of variety of body types. So even if Selena's not like Vogue model skinny, there's between her and then the other end of the spectrum. You could be anywhere in between that. I think her showing has some value because she's somebody who's looked at always in a light of like perfection and editing.
She used to be skinny.
Yeah, in music videos when it's perfect lighting. So this is like an example of somebody just showing themselves.
I think she looks good. That's the whole point.
She does. She does. All right, I have to get to this because I'm so annoyed with this show. Sorry. Grey's Anatomy. Are we becoming too woke? The show has gone on and on and on. Well, the show's leading star has thoughts. On a recent episode of her podcast, Ellen Pompeo says the long-running medical drama's approach to tackling social issues needs to change. Take a look.
I think if I had any desire, honestly, it would be to be less sort of preachy in one episode about certain things. I think I'd like to see things happen a little more subtly and over time, consistently, and less sort of hit you over the head with it for just 1 hour. I wish we could sort of touch on these social issues that are important and relevant and sort of have them be threads throughout.
Is she dissing her own show? Isn't this a Shonda Rhimes? I mean, this is a Shonda Rhimes show.
I'm sure the writers aren't digging that.
I mean, right?
But
what are we doing here? I would never say that.
This is a weird stance to take as somebody that's written for television. Like, when you have an hour show like this, it's very hard to have a ton of nuance. If you're doing a socially touchy topic like somebody that's trans was injured or something like that, you kind of have to have the guy that's against and the person that's pro.
And the family.
And almost like have a T-shirt with them saying that, because you only have 40 minutes to get that out. Now, if you got 7 episodes, you can have a little bit more nuance. So I'm like kind of looking at the writers like it's hard to do that, Lance.
Well, there's shows now that just have people exist, like a trans character, and they don't have to make a social statement. It's just the pure existence of seeing that image on television creates a space where this is equal and welcome. So she's saying more subtle. That's an example of subtle shows doing that. Like, I think Grownish has a character.
Abbott Elementary has a character.
Right, so there's it's just like is what it is. And that's what we're looking for when things stop being a first and just become normal.
What do you think, Jeff?
I thought we were going to go to next story.
All right. Yeah. I think we are now. Would you look with your brother or sister for love?
No.
Well, a new Netflix show is banking on your answer being yes. Take a look at the trailer.
Did I not mention the catch? You'll be joined by your brother or sister who's also looking for love.
How do you feel about me and him maybe sharing a bed?
It's gonna be weird. This is probably the first time I've kissed a girl in front of my sister.
What's on the menu? What we're having? Is it
Me? I don't know.
Dude, dated and related's twist on the genre has siblings looking for love together. Netflix says it will be the most awkward dating show in history. So will you be watching? I go to our resident reality show king. You?
King, huh?
What do you think this will do well?
I think if you get a catchy title, you could sell anything. It's not even about the content. If it's a catchy title or something rhymes, everyone's like, oh, I'm in. I don't even know what it's about, but it's super catchy. Yeah. So you're selling the title now. So they sold the title. It's kind of weird to me, to be perfectly honest with you, but there are those siblings, there are those relationships. I'm friends with these twins growing up. They have a different relationship than anyone I know, right? They're twins. They kind of share the same thing, and it's like, I could see them
going
on this
on a
show,
double date.
Yeah.
right? I could see them because it's a different dynamic with twins. That's
We have twins in our booth. Can they tell us in our ear? Did they meet their spouses
Yeah,
together?
Brian and Brad, can you say it over the loudspeaker?
Different times, they
so
said.
rare.
Different times, they said.
Hey, could you tell us about your sexual past?
Sorry, Brian. Sorry, Brad.
Lindsay, I want to ask you a question because I just had this thought as we were running it. Yes, it's going to be awkward up front. Okay, we get that out of the way. But does this make you closer as siblings? Because now you don't have all these like social things where like, well, you know that your brother or sister is having sex with their partner, but now it's out there. Are you guys closer?
Like, I want to do tons of stuff with my sister. Travel, hang out, have dinner. I don't want to go on even a double date with her because for our relationship, she's such like a second mom as far as like overseeing everything that she's going to point out flaws in the conversation that the man is having with me, what he's doing, how he's eating, chewing with his mouth open. Like, it would be a whole thing. Like, she wouldn't even focus on her date.
I would watch
the
show of your sister watching your date. I would love that.
That would make me so uncomfortable.
Can I be honest? I would like it if the sister or brother could watch from behind a screen the date. And
you mean like we are, like the people at home?
No, like can comment on it as the date
like
going
Impractical Jokers.
Right, but not being right
next to it. This was an MTV show like 21 years ago.
That wouldn't be good, Tori. You wouldn't want to just sit there and watch a date through.
What was that? Were your parental control or something? Remember your parents watch your,
and you know how
they would
annoying
pick
that
your
was.
person?
But it did well.
They were like scolding their kids.
Yeah.
Like, that was very annoying.
I got to show these. It's like a group of friends. They live in New York City, and there's like 5 of them, and they all like go to the coffee shop all the time, and then they go.
Okay, we get it. You're making fun and saying it's friends. We get it.
Oh,
we get it.
It was.
We smell the sarcasm from the television. Coming up on DBL, we are not done talking about dating, from bad tipping to not liking dogs. Oh my gosh. We're rounding out the top dating deal breakers next. The dogs? How do you not like a dog? Closed captioning provided by DBL is all new every day.
Discuss after each, basically saying, I think this is a deal breaker or I don't.
Okay.
And then at the end, you're going to discuss them. Tell us which one you think is the worst and if there's any you'd want to
Okay,
add.
so after we've done them all, then we'll discuss them.
Yeah, and you guys, I'm going to go kind of like yes or no and go around the horn for each one.
Okay, but don't explain why it's a deal breaker.
Correct.
So you just say, yes, I think it's a deal breaker, or no, I don't. And then at the end, you'll discuss which one you think is the worst and if there's any that you'd want to add.
Okay.
And there's 5.
Very
Okay?
cool. I like it.
All right, have fun.
Thank you. I always feel like when she says have fun, Gabriella, she doesn't mean it.
No,
I like it. Why would I see it on her face?
She goes, have fun. I guess.
I believe you.
Have fun.
I believe
That's
you.
even worse.
Why?
Come here.
All right,
kidding.
actually have fun, okay? Don't.
Yeah,
I'd rather you be like, do it. I just get it done. And Brianna always goes like this. You guys, Brianna, who I love, goes always like this. You guys get it? Have a lot of fun.
Yeah, well,
You're like, dang it.
I just never want to let Brianna down.
Ever.
She
Cool.
has her bases covered in a way. I'm like, I cannot believe.
Yeah, we have some really.
She's so chill that she's not reacting at all to you guys talking about her.
Did she hear us?
Yeah.
Brianna, we love you. She hates it. So I had an idea for a show that I wanted to pitch. Should I not tell it?
Yeah.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
What is it?
You'll never know.
Give me the first half.
It's called The Dog Days of Dating.
Oh.
What does it mean? The last couple?
Is it something with your dog?
I know. It's like.
Or is it about dogs?
Dog related.
Is it like you go to a dog park
In
and
the
like,
summer?
you love my dog, now we're compatible? Is that it?
What?
If the dogs get along, they gotta
Yeah.
What?
You mean the beginning of every rom-com? Oh, our dogs get along. You want to have dinner? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cute meet and it will work. Welcome back. Let's talk about dating, because we've all been there, and usually the worst things are always the most memorable. So we're going to have a little fun with this, all right? I'm going to read a few red flags, and you're going to tell me if these are deal breakers for you or not, okay? Could use some music. Come on up, let's get started. This seems to be a peeve across the board. Grammar, like using the wrong your or their.
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker for Al. Jeff?
Not me. I'd be the one doing that. Yeah.
And Linz?
It'd just be very annoying, but I might try and stick it through.
But it's pretty hard. That's
Nobody would date me.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker for me.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, how about when someone stands up in the aisle of an airplane as soon as
Deal breaker before you finish reading.
Whoa.
I'm not talking about someone in the front row.
I'm going to trip you, and it's a deal breaker.
You don't understand the anger that I feel when I'm in row 17 and the person on row 18 thinks they're getting out of that airplane before me. Where do you... What planet are you live on?
Excuse me. Can I just ask, can I just stretch?
No, it's not a stretch. Because here's what it turns into. It turns into a stretch, and then all of a sudden it's like,
and then you're
all of a sudden getting it back, and now you're on the other side.
It's a very
and it's like, wait a second.
thing.
It's almost like they should change the laws, and you should be able to fight.
Especially if you're with your kids. It's just, come on now.
Not right. Okay, I thought it was
a duel, perhaps.
Oh, God. Okay, this is a good one. Someone who is still good with friends with their ex. Deal breaker?
No.
No, me neither. Jeff?
No.
No, I agree with you. Linz?
Yeah, I'm your friend, and that's it.
Oh.
Okay, your ex is not your friend. Y'all might as well say hi on social media and call it a day.
I love it. Hey.
Dang.
Hey.
Wow.
Deal breaker.
What if they're really good friends?
No,
So
like,
they're
all right,
having
you guys can talk. If it's an emergency, sure, chat. You shouldn't block them, but no need to keep the conversation going.
Wow, good boundary.
I kind of see it.
Okay, this one is a hard no for me, and I mean it. It turns me off. Bad tipping. You have made you look so unattractive to me. You are unattractive.
That would be a deal breaker.
That's
for
a
me.
deal breaker.
As much as I
I'd butt you
complain
in a
about
waiter.
tipping, I'm an excellent tipper. I tip way above
You
what I'm
do.
supposed to.
Right.
But I have a lot of thoughts about it.
Yeah, that's
Deal breaker?
Absolutely. Absolute deal breaker. Now, can we go back
Yeah,
through
deal
them?
breaker.
Huh? What?
Can we go back through them now? Because there was one, because we
No,
were
wait,
doing.
well, I'm not
oh,
done.
you were phone. Okay.
There's more. Someone who refuses to celebrate anniversaries because they think they're stupid.
Deal breaker.
Oh.
We're celebrating everything. We're celebrating Kinsley's day before her birthday, after the birthday, the month of August because it's her birthday, fall month of December because it's Christmas and my birthday.
Wow.
So you just have a whole block.
Yeah, we blocked out about 4 months of the year celebration.
Mardi Gras.
Jeffrey, how do you respond?
I think they're stupid. Yeah. Well, I heard a gasp out there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I think they're stupid, and I'm going to
why?
write you a love letter with a bad grammar.
Yeah, this sounds bad. Maybe I'm Team Jeff on this one.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah. Look,
It's not
because
about you.
every
It's for
day
the
should be
ladies
like
or the
that.
people in your life. They want to celebrate. Celebrate. Is it going to kill you to celebrate?
Every day.
I
Let's
do celebrate.
tonight.
I just do it angrily.
Oh, wow. That's always good for the heart. All right, this one.
Jeff leaves a sticker on.
Here's your flowers.
Take them.
Wasted $50 on. Let her die tomorrow.
Someone who doesn't like dogs. I can't even get the word out. If you don't like dogs, you're a psychopath.
No, that's
Yes.
fine.
I think if you're mean to dogs, then yeah, you're a psychopath. If you don't want an animal, okay.
Yeah.
The one
Don't want
thing
an
that
animal in your
connects
house.
are the parties. The one thing in this life are dogs.
I would argue
And
that.
music and a bunch of other things.
And some music.
Listen, everybody loves a dog, right? The relationship between pet and owner has gotten very gray, okay? People are weird with their dogs, and I don't even want to get into it.
Yeah.
But there is a strange relationship, like they're kids, they're in their baby carriages now. It's a pet. I
Jeff,
love a dog,
they're out
but it's
at
gotten
restaurants,
weird.
Sir.
Yes.
We were at the Mondrian in Miami, and there was a 90-pound poodle eating in a chair at a $500 dinner, and I will never forget that.
disgusting.
I was with our boss and Erica Cobb. I will
What if they
we're out at bars and people have their dogs that are, hey, there's no restroom for the dogs, so the dogs are just going wherever, heat on the patio. That's nice to smell. Keep your dog at home. It's too much.
Okay, I don't think this is an enormous problem in bars.
It's becoming one.
Everyone has a service dog now. It's a problem.
It's becoming
People
one.
are getting
The
ridiculous.
airplanes, it's been overrun.
What if you don't have children and you want to love on something?
You do that in your house.
But you don't let it eat at the table. You don't put it in a baby carriage. You don't bring it on the airplanes with you.
And I'm sure you have plenty of humans to also love, Tori. Doesn't matter about children.
I'm all for a dog.
I love dogs. I'll bring them everywhere.
Yeah, well, you're that person everyone's whispering about when you go to the bathroom.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Suffer from. Yeah, guys, the average mortgage rate as of June 28th sat around 6.5%, while the highest savings account rate sat around 1.65%. So why are these two rates so different? Let's verify. Our sources are data from the Federal Reserve and Michael Obanoff with Wild Wealth Management. So far in 2022, the Fed has raised rates to try and curb inflation. As a result, we've seen interest rates double or even triple in some cases, while savings rates have remained stagnant or trickled upwards. But even though they're both called interest rates, they are calculated differently and represent different risks.
The mortgage rate, generally speaking, is tied to 10-year treasury, and the savings yields, banks can get away with just going off of what the Fed does once a month.
See, mortgage rates have mirrored the 10-year treasury bonds for decades. These rates are based off time and risk. They are basically projections on where the market may be more than a decade from now. And because of that uncertainty, the rates are higher. On the other hand, banks usually base savings interest rates off of the short-term Fed rate. It doesn't have that same long-term risk baked into the numbers, and importantly, banks don't have to raise savings rates just because of the Fed.
I know people want to make money in their savings account. It's no different than that bank that you're trying to get that yield from. They want to make money on your money as well.
Now the good news here is that Obernoff does project savings rates will start to go up in the coming months, but likely not as fast as mortgage rates. So we can verify that mortgage and interest rates are based off different things and are not directly connected. Have something you want us to verify? Call, email, or text us. I'm Michael Doudna.
So spending hours on your smartphone isn't good for your mental health, but did you know it could also be harming you physically? It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. If you experience pain in your pinky finger, your thumb, your neck, your elbow, it could be your smartphone's fault. Holding it for hours will stress your joints, your muscles. Fortunately, taking a break from your phone to straighten up and stretch like the aisle of an airplane, your arms will help alleviate the pain. But if you're already feeling tingling or numbness, you might want to go see a doctor. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 1-800-686-5325 or visit omegaxl.com for more information. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Many people are looking for the best ways to stay cool without breaking the bank. Verify viewer Jennifer from Texas asked us to verify if one trick that's making the rounds online is true.
Hello, Verify. This is Jennifer from Texas. And what I'd like to know is if covering your air conditioner unit with an umbrella really does help save with power costs and really does make your air conditioner run more efficiently.
So Jennifer, let's verify. Our sources are Wes Davis, Technical Services Director for the Air Conditioning Contractors of America, Florida Solar Energy Center, and Energy Vanguard, a firm that focuses on training and consulting for building performance. Putting a shade over an outdoor AC unit like this one doesn't improve energy efficiency in any noticeable way, according to air conditioning expert Wes Davis.
It's not statistically impactful.
A 1996 study conducted by the Florida Solar Energy Center studied the impact of shading centralized AC units. According to the study, localized shading over a unit could, in theory, reduce electricity consumption, but the results weren't conclusive. In fact, it could make your AC unit perform worse. That's because the method of shading, like a tarp or an umbrella, could restrict airflow to the unit. Let me show you why that's an issue. The AC in a central air system works by first pulling the air from inside of your house and separating the heat from it. It then sends the heat out to the condenser, which is the box with a fan that sits outside of your house. The condenser's fan pulls the outside air into the unit, and then that air absorbs the heat before it's dumped back outside of the unit. In order to work properly, the outdoor portion of an AC unit requires air to flow over the coil and fan, according to Energy Vanguard. The company says objects placed directly overhead of the unit blocking the fan, like an umbrella or a tarp or even plant debris, could restrict the airflow and trap heat over the unit. If less air flows over the coil, less heat is removed, Energy Vanguard says. That means the whole cycle warms up a bit and your AC works harder to keep your home cool. So we can verify, no. Putting a shade over central AC's outside unit does not reliably reduce power cost or help it run more efficiently. And it could potentially make it run worse. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Why can it seem harder to get sleep in the summer? Let's connect the dots. During the hot summer months, more people tend to report they have trouble going to sleep. And according to the New York Times, there is some evidence that seasonal changes can impact your sleep patterns. Some of that can be blamed on daylight saving time. It's because we're exposed to extra sunlight later in the day after the clock change. More light in the evenings can suppress our body's production of melatonin, the hormone that tells us when to get some sleep. And the hotter weather doesn't help. Your body temperature should fall by a few degrees before bed to help you get deep sleep. But the hotter your home, the harder it is to get cool. The best way to get back on track is to set a sleep schedule and stick to it. And give your body time to unwind and get into a sleep mood. Lower the lights, relax, and turn off those devices at least an hour before bed. And that is connecting the dots.
Planning any trips this year? If you're flying, Verify can help you save. From getting the best deals to reimbursement for lost bags, we answer your questions. Check out our travel stories at verifythis.com.
We are out of time, but I want to give a shout out to Jen and her brand new baby Noah. They're watching from Lakewood, Colorado. Mazel tov on your new baby, Jen. DBL is new every day. We will see you Monday, same time, same place. Have a really safe weekend, a good weekend, and a self-compassionate weekend.
And celebrate, unlike
And the
Jeff.
baby's a baby, right? It's not a dog?
Right,
it's a
no,
baby?
it's a baby.
It's a human?
It's a
Okay,
baby.
congratulations.
Shout out to that baby.
You're not going to congratulate somebody for getting a dog?
New puppy.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
Am I going crazy? I just love your passion right now. I'll take it. Oh, yeah. Actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled up. Who raised you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
DBL is all new every day.